comrades. Today is August 24, 2026, and the current time is 1917. Due to time pressures, today's announcements have been postponed as the Institute continues to rapidly install new data racks that were legally obtained. That concludes today's announcements.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。
Oh, the game's not on the screen. That's kind of a problem, isn't it? Oh, never mind. There it is. I am the best. Look at that. We got the game on the screen. I'm the best streamer to ever exist because I totally did this all correctly, all by myself, like the big streamer adult that I am. Truly one of a kind, aren't I? Hello, comrades. How are all of you doing today? Wow, look, it's Rimworld. I think it's going to be like our second to last stream for this run. I think this run's kind of more or less reaching its point, so I'd be content with kind of ending it at some point-ish, if that makes sense. And then we can all carry on with life and go on to do other more fun, random, exciting adventures in the realm of Rimworld. Also, I'm gonna try a new thing. Someone suggested, oh, why not put a clock on your stream? So I'm like, okay, well, I guess that's not a bad idea. So I'm gonna try that today, and we'll see how well this goes. Oh yeah, I think, oh, that's right, we were trying to survive the Frostpunk. You're right, I forgot that was our end state. Well, we are in the middle of it now, so I think we should be able to get through a few more stages today. Let me just quickly add in the browser source I was looking at. So I'm gonna put a nice little clock here. Wow, that is really sized incorrectly. Holy moly, that should not be that chunky in size. Oh, hold on, I haven't. What if I do like this and then I just trim it like crazy, like that? Yeah. And then I'm just gonna plug that in the bottom left there, just so we all know what time it is, because it's always time for Rimworld. But that way we can tell how. Actually, no. Actually, that's not a good spot, because I just remembered that's kind of where we put. Oh my god, there's no good spot to put this. Why don't we put that there? Let's try there. Maybe that's a good spot. Okay. That is not in game, by the way. That is like an OBS overlay. Anyways, how are all you doing? Hello, Xanth and Sun and Havel and Dark Pika and Goldenrod and Zia Poser. Congrats to Zia Poser for being first. Also, thanks to Ray for resubbing. My wife is resubbing to my own stream. Truly, I am a blessed man indeed. How are all of you doing? Wow. It's yeah, this run's been okay. Well, I set it to the what is it, military time, because I kind of figured at least it's probably easier for some people to read it if it's like that and not some other variant of clock management. So we'll try it. If people don't like it, we'll get rid of it. But I figure it might not be a bad idea to just kind of have the real time on the screen so we can all tell. It is Monday. Yes, today is a Monday, surprisingly enough. I forgot Daisy did die. So I think in the name of Ray not killing me, I will just let Daisy come back to life. We already lost Bashi, but we got Bashi 2, so I think we'll just revive this Daisy and call it Daisy 2. It got, in case no one remembers, this Daisy got eaten by a dragon. Unfortunately, it happens. So, you know, we have to be a little careful about these dragons. And we actually do have a lot of things. We now have 2 escort lifters, which is good for hauling things around. And we have lots of other things here as well, which is great. We probably won't be making any more mechanoids anytime soon, and our main goal is to start developing our brand new items. And so what happened last time is we did finally research, and by research I mean I cheated in one more tech print for the Crusader armor. So we are going to start fitting our heaviest and strongest of Ratkin in beautiful Bastion armor. The problem is that this stuff takes forever to manufacture. I think it's like 2050 work amount, and I have more or less added as much ways that I can improve the speed of this, aside from adding a scientific cabinet, which we're going to add right now. It is going to be very slow to manufacture. Are you strong? You are. Let's see. Yes, you're very strong. You're probably going to be one of the few that'll receive it, although you already have recon armor as well as an armored battle cloak, so you probably don't need one right away. It's really, the main thing is it's going to take a while to set up. We're not playing the Star Wars game. That's on Thursday. Didn't I put that on the schedule? It's on Thursday. Yeah. It's not out. It's actually not out until Thursday, which is why I said Thursday. Hello, Umi. How are you? Yeah, otherwise, I think I would have put it earlier in the week because I am really interested in playing it. But again, it's not until Thursday. So I think if we play it, we'll probably play it Thursday. And if we really like it, we'll do it on Tuesday and Thursday next week. And then we'll do Zomboid on the Wednesdays for the next few weeks. And until we get bored of Zomboid shenanigans, I think that'll be a good schedule that we can experience a variety of things. Anyways, how are you doing, Gumi? Other things that are going on in the current run that I may or may not have forgotten, but we are still kind of running low on power, especially as our advanced solar generators don't work anymore, and we're entirely reliant on advanced wind turbines, which is not that big of a deal, but it is kind of annoying because there's only so much that we can do. Do you play it solo first so we know my mods are working? Oh yeah, don't worry. For Project Zomboid, listen, I've been playing a lot of solo Zomboid recently, and Ray has been listening to me complain about me constantly dying, and I think it's working fine. I think we'll be a-okay out there on the Zomboid adventure. By the way, because of the perpetual darkness, it is impossible for us to essentially get any more... It is more or less essentially impossible for us to grow crops at this point. And so these crops are never going to grow. Hello, Pixel, you cannot escape the Ratkin. I'm so sorry, Starbaker, but unfortunately that's just how it works. We do... Listen... I normally don't do Ratkin runs, but today I am doing a Ratkin run. This run's been going on for quite a while, so we want to keep it going. Especially as we're trying to get improved, heavier armor. No, you don't understand. I've been playing a lot of Zomboid, and recently I think I've made it as far as like day 5, and then I perished, unfortunately, because of multiple misplays, and it's really, really rough. I do enjoy... So essentially what I have right now for Zomboid is I have a mod that adds a objective. It's basically an escape objective. So you have to try to get to a certain destination. The main thing with that mod is that it is very... Well, you kind of get caught up in the whole trying to not die type of thing, and the zombies quickly start to populate as they migrate into the area, and before you know it, like it becomes really hard to clear out an area. And so I've been trying to gather my weapons and all that. I actually don't know how to clear hordes out well in Zomboid. Apparently the correct way to do it is to use, you know, fire pits, light it on fire, and then just hope the zombies run into them. But it's not something that I'm doing myself in the game to, well, do that. So there's a lot of ways to approach a Zomboid, I think. Right, where's the sun? The sun's gone. We're surviving the long night. It is getting colder, but thankfully it's summer, so the heat's not... It's still at least warm, but by the time it gets super cold, it's going to be winter, and we have to hope that we have enough heating to survive the winter, which right now we might not. I have to make sure... We may have to add more electric boilers to this entire facility, and I was trying to add an additional housing block down here since we have time to get that done. That's why we kind of ripped this entire section apart, is to add a new housing block, so we're going to do exactly that. So this is 11 tiles deep, and then we can just go all the way over here, and that at least adds one more utility room as well as 2 more bedrooms. Unfortunate... Oh, okay, so we can barely avoid destroying the trees. I'm trying to not destroy the trees, you know. Zomboid with that muscle strain on low is 50% is lowest. It's really rough. I've actually been keeping a lot of it on normal just to kind of see how it's supposed to be played, and it's just been painful. The muscle strain changes, I think, with build 42 have made it, I don't want to say it's like unplayable, but it is quite difficult to survive if you don't know how to properly manage your muscle strain. It is actually super rough, and it is kind of crazy. It doesn't bother me too much, but I can definitely see why it would bother people. So 7, so there's at least one more bedroom here. I think that's probably the last bedroom set we can add here without destroying the trees. And then we can just extend it out here, probably add another steel door access point over here, and then we can get rid of this eventually. We do need to move this one right here. Okay. Not a problem. Rain, we just said, oh, the bot's not on. Sorry, let me turn that on. Remember, if it doesn't work, it's usually because the bot's off. You just have to yell at me to turn it on, because sometimes I forget. I'm a forgetful person. I have a lot of things on my mind all the time. Like, apparently, traffic simulators, because I'm always thinking about traffic simulators. I posted about this I posted on Discord, but there's a traffic simulator game that I guess got announced very recently, and I am incredibly interested in streaming it when it comes out. because it's literally, what if we made what if we took city skylines, well, we took out all the city building aspects and we just left the traffic simulation aspect. And I'm like, you know what, this is a game that more or less was designed specifically for someone like me, because I am apparently a degenerate who for some reason really enjoys that genre of game of just slapping roads together and making cool road networks. I don't know why that genre appeals to me so much. There's a couple other games that did get announced that I am also interested in playing in, but I don't know when I'm going to stream them, but at some point I probably will. Just gotta wait. There's a pine tree here. Let's get rid of that. So give it enough time. We'll play. There's a lot of other things I do want to play. Oh shoot, we gotta make sure we have doors here. I think we should start replacing these. I think we have enough components and steel that I can consider replacing all the terrible doors with wooden auto doors, because wood doors have a homey aesthetic to them and I love that type of vibe. So let's do that. We'll add nice simple doors like that, and then this one will also need one here and here. Oh, actually no, just kidding, we've been doing steel doors actually. All right, steel it is. But anyways, how have all of you been? I know it's been a nice, hopefully relaxing weekend for all of you. I am obviously functioning as can be. I basically became a NEET all day or all weekend and stayed indoors, and I only saw the sun twice, which was today when I was cooking food, because I like to grill chicken and I was grilling chicken. So anyways, yeah, I'm sure you've seen the schedule. We got Zomboid, we got Rimworld, we got I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow, and then obviously we got some Star Wars on Thursday. I'm really excited for the Star Wars game. I haven't bought it yet. It's like $50 and I'm like, all right, I'll buy it, because I was gonna buy it anyways, but it's gonna be, I don't like spending money, especially right now when I'm already spending money on a lot of other things that are more important. So it's a little difficult. You got fresh tomatoes to snack off your family. I don't understand how people can just eat raw tomatoes. I'm sorry. Eating raw tomatoes seems so foreign and strange to me. I do not get it. I mean, if you like it, more power to you, but it ain't for me, fam. I'm so sorry. So I don't know what to tell you. Haven't had a fresh tomato? No, you're right, I haven't, and I probably don't plan on ever having a generic fresh tomato. It's not my type of thing. See, I like eating apples. Apples are delicious. Tomatoes, I don't know anyone who can eat a tomato like you eat an apple. It just seems strange, foreign, and not realistic. Also, holy cow, this colony is ripping through so much power. The fact that the wind turbines are not functioning right now is such a problem. Because right now these are like the main ways we generate electricity, and if we don't have another way to generate electricity soon, we're probably gonna be screwed. We do have advanced geothermal gens. We got like 2 of them. I think we can fit a 3rd one right here. I don't really want to do that, but I don't think I really have a choice. Just because at least that'll give us an extra 5,000 watts of power to kind of keep us going. It actually has flavor. I mean, you can tell me that all you want, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna want to eat I'm not gonna want to eat a tomato. I'm sorry, I'm not a tomato person. To me, tomatoes are like a thing you put on sandwiches, or you use as an ingredient to make a sauce. But to me, a tomato is not a thing that you just consume as is. That sounds incredibly foreign and strange to me, and I would not do it myself. But hey, you know what? Who am I to judge your personal proclivities when it comes to what's a fruit and things like that? But just remember, it ain't for me. I know what I like, and I can tell you that ain't it. All right, there we go. We should be fine. I do need to use the restroom. I've been like actually holding in my restroom need for like quite some time. Even though I just started stream, I'm so sorry. I might have to go use the restroom like right about now-ish. Give me 1 second. I'm so sorry. I know I just started stream and I've only been yapping for 10 minutes, but I've been drinking a lot of liquids today, so I need to quickly use the restroom. So I apologize. You can go gawk at the colonists as they do a leadership speech. I'll be right back. You can look at this right here. I'll be right back. Listen, I'm so sorry. I had to use the restroom because I had been like, I drank a lot of water right before stream, and then I needed to obviously start stream, so that was kind of the problem. Anyways, yeah. What was I gonna talk about before all this? Anyways, hello there, Larden potatoes. I don't know if that's related to tomatoes because the topic of tomatoes came up earlier and now I'm very confused. Anyways, welcome to the night event. We're trying to survive the darkness that is slowly encroaching upon our colony. Slowly but surely, we have to start adding more and more lights to make sure the colony stays bright and not going to be full darkness, sadness type of deal, which we will be fine. I think it's just gonna take a bit until this thing is ready, and I might have left this guy stuck in there, which we now need to free him. I think about agriculture and stuff, like you're recommending tomatoes from gardening. I mean, I heard that's kind of the case, but like I just don't like tomatoes that much. Like to me, again, tomatoes are an ingredient. It is not an end state, right? I don't like eating tomatoes as is. To me, that just sounds weird and strange and foreign. Also, holy cow, this thing moves surprisingly quick. This escort lifter is very speedy. One speedy boy. Got it. So just a 8-0 type thing. Okay. Also, we have a lot of meat that I need to process. We got all this meat from our other outposts, so we do need to start figuring out what I'm going to do with this. I think we've been making a lot of kibble. Otherwise, we can just keep manufacturing steaks, but there's not really much we can make with it aside from just cooking more steaks. Because a lot of things require vegetable ingredients, and as you might have noticed, with the darkness, it's kind of hard to grow crops unless you have a... unless you have a grow zone, like that's already kind of like this, which we have one, but I don't really want to build another. And so we just have to kind of survive the long night. And I think we'll be fine. I think our entire colony just kind of subsists. You know, we're all, what's the word I'm thinking of? We're all carnivores. We're all carnivores here. We're on keto diets and whatnot. So that's kind of how we function. But yeah. No, we're gonna be fine. We're not gonna be doomed. We're fine. Okay. I believe this current phase will last 15-ish days. So we just like kind of survive for 15 more days and we'll be fine. And then I will, like I said, I have ideas for the next run, but the next run's probably not going to start until after this run's finished, like was mentioned earlier. It is entirely possible this might be the second to last run or stream, depending on how fast the game operates. Let me double check real quick. So this is using vanilla events expanded. And the stages in this, so we're in the long night stage, or the Umbra stage. So this stage will be for 5 to 10 days, and then it will move over to the next stage. And then after that, it'll be the emergence, where the light is starting to fix itself, and so the third stage will last 15 to 30 days. That's going to be the long night. We have basically 2 quadrants we must survive, and it's gonna get very... Oh, I should have installed that one mod, that like realistic darkness. Keep meaning to install it, but I keep forgetting. Should I go install it right now? Just close the game and be like, all right, time to add realistic darkness, because you can actually see where in the colony there's light and where there's not, and you might be surprised there is a lot of spots in this colony where it's just weirdly bright. And so we do need to kind of fix that with adding more, well, light things. So that's why I've been adding more of these outdoor lamps. Just to kind of give us a little bit of space. Also, I would like to add more floors here. Add the darkness. Oh, I have to go. What is the mod called? Is it literally called Realistic Darkness? Do I even have it downloaded? I don't have it downloaded. Let me go find it on Steam. If Steam would like to open for me today. Let's see. Rimworld Workshop. Realistic Darkness. Apparently I don't know how to spell darkness, because I apparently spelled it with I think I typed too fast. Realistic Darkness and Realistic Darkness Light. Wait, I don't have either of these installed. Realistic Darkness 1.6. Or should I do the light version? I mean, I guess the light version is not the worst thing. You know, there are desserts you can make with tomatoes, but why? Why not just use the tomatoes for... See, tomatoes belong on savory dishes, okay? Tomatoes don't belong in sweet dishes. I'm so sorry. That is my weirdly specific opinion when it comes to tomatoes. I just am not that fond of tomatoes, like, and you can't make me like tomatoes. I'm sorry. It ain't for me. It just ain't for me. Did we clear this out? Oh, we did. Okay, so we did clear this out. We do need to haul this in here, and we did open the hermetic crates. That's good. We have turrets, which we're gonna need more lights anyways. There's a lot of spots in this map. There's not a lot. Let's add light here. We'll add a light in this corner. We don't have a turret in the bottom corner, and we do have one here. This one needs a light. Also, apparently, whoever summoned a silver meteor did destroy part of the outer wall, so that has to get refixed. VTuber streaming Rimworld, not a surprising combination is observed, at least before your meal. Well, I hope that I can be an enjoyable your lunch, dinner, or breakfast viewing, because I watch a lot of Rimworld and other gamer streamers or YouTubers when I'm eating a meal, like Martin Ceto Pants or Ambiguous Amphibian or even Dosh Doshington are like my preferred eating viewing. I guess it just depends. Like I said, I'm not fond of tomatoes that much. Like, to me, it's basically like you throw it on pizza, you throw it in sauces. You occasionally use it as a garnish on like sandwiches, but that's about it. I'm not really fond of using it anywhere else. But hey, you do you. If you like tomatoes that much, who am I to question your sanity? That is entirely your call. Also, I forgot our trees are gonna die because we don't have any more lights there. We do need to add more lights. I don't think there's like, we're not gonna get attacked in the darkness because we don't have the anomaly that's like, oh, if it's dark you're gonna get attacked, so we'll be fine. Also, everyone's gear is starting to get tattered. We do need to start fixing this up. So we will start again. We're trying to standardize everything, but standardizing things takes a while, and this armor is taking a very... Oh, we finished one. Hold on, what? What's the Bastion armor? Wait, no, why are you wearing the Bastion armor? No, that's not for you. Drop that, Hawksby. You are not authorized to wear this thing. I know why, because I think for whatever reason, I think the Ratkin kit has the... Yeah, okay, let's turn that off. Okay. Okay, so whoever's in the knight category, has the knight setup, is going to be now permitted to wear the Bastion armor. Which means, okay, which one of these fine knights is going to be the first to wear it? Whoever's got the highest melee skill? Or needs an armor upgrade? Unfortunately, Xantha actually does need a fairly hefty armor upgrade. You're still running with a combat suit, so I will give you a Bastion set. Alright, congratulations, Xanth. You get to be the first person to have one of these beautiful, heavy sets of armor. Okay. Let's see how this looks on you. Okay, so you still need a helmet upgrade, but for the most part, more or less look the way you will. Once you get the helmet upgrade, it'll be a little better, but right now you're still using kind of a really janky plate helm. You have a smoke pack. You have a smoke pop pack, a shield, and a Ratkin Bastion armor, the finest armor of our wonderful knights. Reinforced power armor cast from a mixture of steel, plastic, and uranium. Heat resistance, survives heavy impacts, and also just it's super heavy. Actually makes you really hard to suppress too, which is kind of nuts. +4 dodge chance is also kind of crazy. Okay, yeah, you're basically wearing power armor at this point. The totality. The sun has been completely blotted out. Totality has been achieved, and an endless freeze and night has fallen across the world. The celestial entity is emitting a heavy cosmic resonance. Your colonists will tire much faster than normal, and their psychic sensitivity has been dangerously amplified. The animals are a lot more aggressive. Guard your brightly lit base against the nocturnal predators and subterranean insectoids. Oh, it actually did get really dark. I did not need to do anything. Holy cow, it's actually kind of spooky. Okay, we probably need more, lights. I did not expect it to get this dark. So, oh god, it's so dark. You can't even see anything out here. Oh my lord, it's so dark. You literally can't see anything. This is a little ominous. Because a lot of spots in the colony actually did not light up yet, and it might be a problem soon. Hello, Infinity. Oh, I forgot to turn the throwy thingy on. Sorry, let me turn that on so you can do your tossing with tits or whatever. I think tits is no longer supported. I think whoever was working on it decided to work on a new project that's like a super tits program, but I'm not using it myself. All right, there you go. Bing, bang, bang. There's your tosses. No, I'm not crossing my tits. I don't know what you're talking about. Also, hello, Interest. How are you doing? Charge. Hello, Puffspy and Alana. How are you both doing? Listen, it was a very normal phrase. Just without any context, it sounds a lot more questionable. You know. Also, hi, Interest. How are you doing, comrade? How was your stream? I assume you're also doing a Rimworld. Interest. Actually, I'm kind of curious what you were playing. Let me see what your thing says. What were you up to? I assume you were playing Rimworld, but I want to double check. Yeah, okay. Rix. Oh, you're doing the prefabs only. Interesting. You're using the prefabs mod. I know which one that is. That one I've considered using a few times, but I ultimately chose not to use it. But it is an interesting concept, and I hope you at least had fun with it. You banned yourself from using one of the most overpowered skill in the game. What is the most overpowered skill? Also, hello there, Akabi. 3 trophies and Blueprints. I've still never played Blueprints. I've seen a lot of people say Blueprints is a really good game. I am far too lazy to bother playing it, which is kind of the problem. The most overpowered skill? Can't be construction. Everyone has to be, everyone has to be able to build. I don't want to say it's overpowered. Cooking, maybe? Medical? I'd say medical. Twitch integration tool totally not bent the wrong way. Exactly, blame Twitch. This is a very normal stream where we're very safe for work and normal and not at all crazy here. We are a very normal stream. Also, Zia Poser made a legendary grade armor. Holy moly. Except I need to make sure the people should be okay, you're not supposed to be wearing this. This armor is gonna go to... Okay, here's my plan. Riston's gonna get the next set. And then we're gonna give Kahila the recon armor that gets dropped. Okay. Most overpowered skill. You know what? That's true. The pause button is very overpowered. You're so right. Imagine playing Rimworld without pause, just like certain other people do on a semi-regular basis. I am not strong enough to do that, okay? I give you that. That's already like on the verge of breaking down. That's fine. Who is this person that who did we recruit named Alia? They're a human. I don't know where they came from, but I don't really want to keep them around, so I might just go yeet them to the void. Okay, I was kind of curious of this thing. Yeah, she's too generic human, and we don't like generic humans here. So, Alia, it's time to go far away. You don't need medicine. You don't need any of this other stuff. Just get over there. Send you over here. There we go. Let's see. Dev mode is pretty strong. I've never done no pause. For me, it's like I have to pause because oftentimes when I'm playing a game like this, I do not have the mental capacity to split between streaming and also playing the game. Like I can't do both at the same time. Like I need to have that pause function, otherwise I'm gonna lose track of like what the heck is happening, you know? It's very... I hope they're not gonna get attacked. Actually, do they get huge penalties? Darkness. I mean, they'll get the darkness penalty. It's not that bad. These are just unbind space. You know what? Fair enough. That's true too. Hey, look. Sometimes, as long as you're being forced, if you're being forced in that way and it works, then it works, right? That's all that matters. So all the lights here are not fully white either, which is kind of annoying. I forgot I need to like kind of fix that. This entire colony has been kind of a hot mess. Like this one should be copy here. I can dump it on here. And then slowly make all the lights in this colony a little bit more bright and painful, just like that. Did you get rid of construction? Did you actually get rid of construction and you're just requiring everyone to operate off of prefabs? I am so curious to know how that actually would work, because that seems so strange. Also, Xanth, where are you? We're gonna change your shield. Get over here. I'm gonna change your shield. Using a shield, you have a legendary tower shield, but I'm gonna have you switch to this more nimbler uranium ratkin guardian shield, which I think does protect you a little bit better. Is your child still alive? Yes, very much so. Your child also has a spacesuit helmet because they wanted to roleplay being a spaceman. All right, there we go. So Xanth has at least one. We gotta get the other one now. In which area is honest, no dude. Okay, gotcha. Wait, so then how are you? What do you mean prefabs? Okay, wait, I think I know which mod you're using, but I have to double check. I was thinking of a different prefabs mod. I think I know it. It's alpha prefabs, isn't it? Oh my god, it is alpha prefabs. I think I've seen this before, and I'm like, you know what? This would be an interesting run to make, you know, be centered around. Like, you can't build anything, any new buildings, and only construction you can use is to repair. Otherwise, you're kind of just reliant on prefabs and praying that whatever they make is going to be functional. That's interesting. You can do the royal. I mean, I guess as long as there's a throne room, then you can do it, right? So, if there's a throne room, then yeah, I could see it being doable. We need to add more light. This colony is so dark. Look, there's like no light down here at all. Gonna run more power lines. I can't even see where the walls I'm trying to build are, which is also kind of a problem. So I have to hope that I'm building this in the correct direction, because I can't tell at this point. In your face, other parent who was a doctor. What do you mean? What if your child was a doctor, astronaut, Navy SEAL? Isn't there like that? I swear I wrote a news article about this. There's a guy out there who legitimately was like a Navy SEAL. I mean, or like some kind of U.S. military special forces, who's also a astronaut, who's also a doctor, and he's just everything. He's like, oh, this is it's like the common joke of like, oh, this is what Asian parents compare their kids to. Yeah, he's an actual person, legitimately. Let me find it. Yeah, his name is Johnny Kim. He is a naval officer, a Navy SEAL, a NASA astronaut, and a physician. And he's only 42. He is everything. Smoothing walls allowed. Okay, so you're just straight up banning all types of construction work. No, it's not Johnny Sins. It's Johnny Kim. That's crazy to think about. But he's a very dedicated individual. All astronauts are military officers. Are they mostly? I thought a lot of them were civilian, but maybe I'm crazy. Yeah, let's get this built out. It's so dark. I wasn't expecting it to get dark this quickly, which is starting to be a problem. Also, I forgot I have this food prep thing. Mix condiments into kibble. We could make smoke leaf butter, but we don't have that. We can make chocolate syrup. We don't really need that either. You don't move furniture. Ah, okay, gotcha. Got it. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put lights. Hold on. First of all, these lights, I want them to be... Ooh, that's a little... Maybe I want something like maybe 3.5K. There we go. That seems a little more pleasing to the eyes. I forgot to put lights by the ranch. So that's kind of a problem, I think. There are no civilians on spacecraft until the shuttle's there, and even the commanders are military use Air Force. You know, I guess that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, the Air Force with all the pilots would probably be the branch that has a lot of astronauts because they know how to use a plane and also fly things and not crash them. So that does make a lot of sense. That does make sense. Can I have Hawaii 5-0, please? I cannot order Hawaii 5-0 to build anything specific. Okay, got it. Also resource controlled by the government. Yeah, that's what you think, but nowadays they're just selling spaceflight rights to every company that thinks that they can produce a viable working craft like SpaceX and Blue Origin. And the government keeps defunding NASA instead of putting more money into NASA and making spaceflight more accessible. They're just like, well, just let the private companies do it because they, what's the saying? Oh, private companies know best. And it's just like, no, keep pumping more money into NASA. I want to see NASA become like what I always dreamed it was going to be. I wanted to be an astronaut when I was a kid, honestly. So Stargate mostly features the Air Force instead of the Army. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Army is not really there to, you know, Army has pilots, but you're mostly looking at like, you know, helicopter pilots and maybe smaller aircraft, but like the dedicated Air Force is going to be the one that's going to be flying things. Yeah, things like that's more secure to pull from a pilot from governments to the military. The other thing too, I mean, I agree. Yes, I agree with that very much, and that is very much true. It does make a lot of sense that a lot of them are from the military because they've already gone through the strict training. I think for me, it's like I wish I would see more money put into NASA. When I was a kid, I really wanted to be like an astronaut, and then I wanted to be an astronomer when I realized at a young age that I am not a physical person and I am very much a sit down and think person. And then at some point that dream died and I became an accountant. So I don't know what happened, but that's where I became. Yeah, nothing wrong with being an accountant. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy being an accountant, but it's in an alternate timeline I could have been something different. Where's Ray? I need Ray to build things. Ray's my constructor. Oh, Ray's not my constructor this run. I think Hawksby's my constructor for this run. Eat the steak. Don't eat the berries. Your parents said get a business degree or pay for college on your own. I mean, hey, I kind of get why some parents are like that because they want you to at least be financially successful enough to not have to rely on them for support in the future. So I can see why they sometimes do that type of thing. Pressure environments, in other words, ideal for spaceflight. Exactly. I do love reading and like watching videos on like different spaceflight disasters. It's such an interesting concept to like see all the different, like how people survive like these. Like, what was that one spaceflight where they kind of like had significant power loss on the return journey, and they had to find a way to survive for like the 2-day return trip. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna look it up now because I can't remember. It's not the big was it? Let's see. Yeah, Apollo 13. That's the one. I think that's the one. Landing was exploded. The mission was commanded, and all of them returned safely. Yep, that's the one. It is nightmare. It is very spooky because like the thing is too, in space it's just you and the void. I mean, you think about humanity's progress, right? It's kind of similar to how back in the day you had people navigating the ocean, right? Where you don't know what's in the ocean. You don't know how far you're going to be sailing, especially if you're navigating something like the Pacific Ocean. It's just going to, if you don't prepare properly and something bad happens, you're just dead. You're going to be consumed by it. But then space is basically like that, but just cranked up, you know, 100x or like infinitely more, and it's way more cursed. And if like, you know, in modern day now, obviously with the ocean, if something bad happens, at least you can be rescued sometimes. In space, yeah, that's it. You're on your own, and you know, there's very high chance you ain't coming back from that. It's you, the void, and the figure outside your suit's trying to open the airlock. I mean, hey, look. I don't know if there's aliens that are going to be doing that, or space horrors. You at least get some of the old ideas and projects to go revisit more eyes, stuff like Orion, NTR, and the Pitman. Let me go to the Pitman. I don't think I've heard about this one. There's a lot of other space things I've always been interested in too. Like, there's the whole like nuclear propulsion, and people are like, what if we just detonate a bunch of nukes in space and use the propulsion from the explosion to move our aircraft? And then they realize you're gonna need a lot of nukes to make this functional, and then so they're like, maybe we don't do this. Why is sun dying? Oh right. Mangled scar. We probably should give sun. Oh, sun's eyes are still fine. They're not deteriorating as long as that's okay. I do want Hawksby to build this thing though. This thing should be built out. So anyways, yeah, space. I've always been really interested in space, and I love playing space-related games. I don't get a chance to really do much with that type of thing anymore. So that's why I do enjoy like Star Sector, although Star Sector is obviously a little bit more of a, you know, it's more like a wacky RPG, but I did like Kerbal Space Program. It's a shame Kerbal Space Program 2 died. It's such a shame that there was so much hype riding on it, and then it just exploded, and then that was it. That was the end of it. And then I know they were trying to work on like a new version, I think, or like no, I think some people were like, what if we made a version featuring cats? I think it's like Kitten Space Program is what it's called now. I think that one potentially could be interesting. I'm not sure if I'm gonna play that, also because I'm not very good at, you know, orbital mechanics, but hey, if there's enough interest, maybe we'll play a little bit of these funny, silly games. I wouldn't mind. I do enjoy them. Oh, is it vibe coded? Oh, I can't remember. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Man, everything's vibe. How do you can't vibe code a space flight simulator? That just seems insane. The Pitman amplifier, 1991 exoskeleton and power armor suit, by Jeff Moore at Los Alamos National Laboratory, overdesigned suit. Oh, okay. Let me find it real quick. I can just Google it. Pitman man amplifier. Okay, I found some pictures. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think people have been like have always been trying to make exoskeleton suits like this for like a long time. I think nowadays they generally do exist, but I think they're not really in mass use right now. But maybe one day. The guy making it makes Rimworld mods too. Also, why is it so dark? I can't see anything. Apparently it's too much time in his hands. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, that's really odd, ain't it? I was surprised when a certain Rimworld modder found one of my tweets, and I'm like, not sure how that came to be. Very odd, because I've never interacted with the individual in question ever in my life, and then I just saw it and I was like, strange. Oh, we have the new section ready to go, but there's just not enough light. Okay, we need to dump more lights here. Hopefully this shouldn't take too long and we can finally light up this entire section. Our pawns are somehow building in the dark, which is very strange, but at this point I'm not going to question it, so just kind of accept the fact that they're building in the darkness. Like this. And then I can add additional beds. I think we do want to add smart beds, but the fact that smart beds do consume plasteel when we have basically no plasteel is a bit of a struggle. It is a significant struggle. Especially because the only thing we can dig out is steel, which we do need more steel anyway, so let's just keep digging steel up. Thanks. Too much time on his hands. I think just a lot of people just have too much time on their hands. Case in point, me, but that's a different problem. I will say, it is a shame, like, there's so many things that are just like vibe coded mods, and like in every realm. City Skylines has a lot of them nowadays, which is super weird. So there's a popular mod in City Skylines 1 called Lane Marking Tool, and it basically allows you to make like lane markers on roads at intersections, right? So for example, you want to have like to draw the lines that you need for like say a highway exit, right? And the chevrons to go with it, and that was it's not a thing yet in City Skylines 2, despite, you know, many months at this point, since modding has, or like like 2 years basically since modding's been a thing. And some guy decided to vibe code a version while the original creator of the first version was already working on it, and people are like, okay, now I'm just using the vibe coded version. And what I hear is that the normal author is kind of not super enthusiastic about continuing to work on the project right now because, well, if everyone's just going to be using the vibe coded version, what's the point, right? I will say there's a ton of like vibe coded everything nowadays. It's crazy. In spaces that I am kind of in, one big one that's constantly being seen is there's been a hefty rise in vibe coded. Not even vibe coded. I'd say it's like vibe, like really shoddy machine translation for anime and manga type materials. And it's getting to the point where it's getting a little ridiculous, where everything has to be apparently done through machine translation, but then all the machine translations suck. And then everyone's like, this translation's really bad, and it gets tagged as being, hey, it's terrible translation. And but then no one wants to end up translating it anymore because someone else just did it with a machine translation. It's kind of ridiculous. Anyways, yeah. Rimworld modders, Star Sector modders, it's just modders in general. There's a lot of them that are now just vibe coded. I think I'm willing to maybe sometimes give a pass to some of them because it's like, okay, well, the mod was properly coded by hand, but it has like an AI generated art thing. I'm just like, okay, well, I'd rather just see like a really bad MS Paint job, but maybe other people don't feel the same way. But at least I know this thing will at least be somewhat supported. But then you see the ones that are like AI code plus vibe coded. I think they're both fairly egregious. At least the art ones. Oh wait, we're attacked by a. Charles Darrells was stabbed by a giant fish. Oh no, trust me, AI art is such a turnoff. Don't get me wrong. If I see AI art in a mod, I generally will ignore it and I just will not use it. Because it's just really bad. I'd rather they just make their own splash art. And actually, it's really bad in Crusader Kings. Crusader Kings is probably like one of the worst examples for this because everyone who plays Crusader Kings is basically like people who mod Crusader Kings. A lot of them are like writers or wannabe writers. None of them know how to do art properly, so they'll just go on, ChatGPT or something and say, "Can you make me a logo for this specific concept of a mod?" And that's it. And then like all the things could be handwritten, but then the rest of it's just like, well, the art looks, I don't want to use it because it's just, AI art. I'm making you small money. Yeah, I mean, it's like exactly like if you're putting in that much time, put some effort into it, or just use like or work it shoddily with like MS Paint or something. Like I think most people, it's really interesting too. A lot of I think companies, especially like a lot of game companies, are starting to realize nowadays that generally if your game is associated with AI art or AI whatever, people are immediately kind of turned off from it. And I think they're starting to realize like, hey, maybe we shouldn't do this type of thing because it's kind of a net negative because people don't want to see it. And they might not be able to sell their game that they're trying to sell anymore. Which I think is kind of interesting. I think that's kind of interesting that like the market forces are basically saying, yeah, you know what, maybe this is not a good idea, or people don't enjoy this type of stuff. Oh shit, I gotta run AC lines down there. Yeah, no, basically that's the thing. That's why people like what's his ugly mug from Epic Games, Todd Sweeney, is like trying to be like, oh, requiring companies to put AI markers on their games on Steam is like, I don't know, he said something stupid like discrimination, and it's just like, yeah, we're properly discriminating against things that people don't necessarily want. And I think the consumer ultimately wants the function to filter out AI vibe coded games. I'm not gonna lie, I actually do the same thing. Like if I see a game, I look through the page and I'm like, okay, what did they do to use AI art? Or did they use any AI in this? And I have to hope every single time that they're not. But unfortunately, a lot of the times they do. Or they'll say like, oh, we only used it for, developing our, concept art. But I'm like, but what if some of that got left in? I think there was only one game I ever played on stream that had AI art that wasn't Star Sector, and it was because I didn't know at the time when I bought it that it was AI art, and I had to read the thing later saying, oh yeah, this actually does use a lot of AI art, and then from that point on I started double checking everything I play has, you know, whether or not it's using generative AI for, you know, artwork or assets. No, I don't like it when concept art is also being used from generative AI, because I think it also it pulls away a lot of the soul. I saw the most ridiculous ad the other day for, I think it was like a future vision of what society could look like in the future, and it was basically like the idea of a human having any concept of original thought or coming to the, you know, like, was just frowned upon. It wasn't necessarily frowned upon, but it was more like, it was like some weird ad where everyone had a collar, and the collar basically gave you access to, like, you know, like all of humanity's information, whether like through AI or something. And it just seemed so weird because literally one of the first things that they say in it is just like, you know, your child won't need to, you know, she'll have all the information of the world at her fingertips. She won't need to have an original, she won't need to think about it or have an original thought or something like that. And I was like, this seems incredibly dystopian and incredibly cursed. But some people want that to be a reality, where it's like, I think you lose a lot of the human soul when it comes to some of these things, and I think that's a really unfortunate part. So that's why I'm always a big proponent of just do it yourself. Do it yourself even if it's hard. I may suck at art, but every now and again I will pull out the art tablet. By the way, we don't do art streams that much anymore because obviously I think I know why my PC crashes every time I try streaming art, and it's because my monitors are all running at completely different refresh rates. And I think my GPU just doesn't know how to handle that. And so I think that's what's happening. So probably not gonna do any art streams for a hot minute until I can find a way to resolve that problem. It's very strange, I know, but that's unironically what is actually the problem. You quote, "We made Torture Nexus hit book, don't make the Torture Nexus because you like the vibe," still applies. I don't think I've heard of that book. For complete lack of a better term, we see a lot of AFRs make vibe coded mods of autistic tendencies. They use AFRs, they don't have to interact with other people. Well, they don't have to interact with other people, and they also don't have to put in as much effort. And then that way, it's like they don't have to put in as much effort. They don't have to collab. They don't learn best practices, as you're saying. And ultimately, they want to have, I think some of them also want attention. I think this is like the thing too. I think for a lot of people who maybe don't, like, if you're, they want to have, like, I wouldn't say it's like necessarily attention, but they want to have like the prestige of having released something. To paraphrase two different series, a machine must remain a machine unless you want to start making child support. Well, there's also a thing too where a machine should never make a management decision. We can see how that's gone. Only want attention, that'd be bad enough. These days, all they want. That's true too. A lot of them do want money. Also, hello Hayashi, how are you doing? I'm kind of surprised. I will say, I do think it's kind of nice that the Rimworld subreddit basically is taking a stand against a lot of the AI generated stuff. I think, right? Or did they get rid of that? I'm pretty sure it's still there. Like, you can't have like the AI, or you get like you get your special tag removed or something along those lines. Oh, well, yeah, no. The thing too with that donation links, that's a thing also in a lot of the City Skylines mods that are vibe coded. They're like, please donate money so that I can buy more tokens, so that I can keep doing my slop mods. And it's just like, make it stop, make the pain stop. Listen, you didn't have to use tokens. You could have done this yourself. At least I can proudly say that I don't do any of that for Star Sector. My art may be bad for Star Sector, and I may be slapdashing together things for how anything in Star Sector works, but at least I'm doing it myself. At the very least, I can say I'm doing it all by myself. Did we make all the... Wait, oh shoot, we made the helmets. Okay, you're not supposed to wear that. You're definitely... Oh, Riston... Okay, so Riston... Hold on, Riston's actually set up. So Riston is a fully fledged Bastion Knight, now wearing a helmet and the power armor. I'm not sure if these are dyeable. We don't have any dies available, but Riston is now a fully fledged Bastion Knight. No investment. Oh yeah, no, I fully agree with that sentiment, which is that's really why I don't touch a lot of AI vibe-coded mods. And if you tell me a mod's vibe-coded and, you know, I'll be like, all right, yeah, time to stop using this because I know it's not going to get supported properly. You ever heard about that one AI that was tasked to manage a company that fired one of the employees in air because they forgot its own company policy that it wrote itself? Did that actually happen? Well, I did not hear that story, but that sounds a little ominous. It's some disgusting numbers. Actually, I think Zomboids also start running into the issue now too, where it's like a lot of vibe-coded thingamabobbers, or they're using vibe-coded art or whatever, Gen AI art, which is very annoying. Because the thing is, like, when these mods stop breaking, like, maybe they might be smart enough to fix it temporarily, but they're not going to know how to fix it in the long term, which is the real big problem that we're going to run into in the long run. Rimworld's workshop has doubled in size. Have to workshop the... Oh, God. Oh, wait, which one? Is it Harmony? Because we've already talked about Harmony before. The topic of Harmony has come up a few times about how it's, Gen AI nowadays, or the brains has kind of gone off the deep end and has gone whole hog into generative AI stuff. Basically, yeah, he basically went full hog into Gen AI, I think is what it was, and I think Harmony is now, despite being required by a lot of things, he just kind of forces every mod that he makes in through AI everything just to be like, oh, you know, we can optimize, or something along those lines. Which is a real shame because I really like Zombieland, but I hear Zombieland is probably not worth touching nowadays. And so, as much fun as I would like to do a Zombieland run and not do Shamblers, Shamblers are fine, but Shamblers have their own problems. I think Zombieland was one of the best options at the time. There's no secret now. Yeah. No, the man's returned. And he's here to tell you about how cool he is. And make things. So it's such a shame. There's one experiment, but it was done in San Francisco by some group called Andon Labs. Can't find the article. I mean, I'm not surprised. Like, the thing is, I have to remember, a lot of Gen AI, or like a lot of like those AI chatbots. I don't understand like why so many companies are like embracing this stuff. It's the same thing where it's like all it is like it's just making assumptions on what you want it to say based on the words that you gave it in the prompt, which, to be fair, it is actually technologically impressive, but at the same time, it's like too many people think it's like an end-all be-all because they think it's an amalgamation of all human knowledge. It's not. It's an amalgamation of all what humans on the internet sometimes think is correct, but can be wrong, and there's no like real safeguards to be when it's incorrect. I think one of the things too, like I remember reading somewhere, is that a lot of these like Gen AI models, based on how they're like initially like developed, are incredibly sycophantic, where they'll just agree with whatever you tell them, right? You ever try it? They'll always be like, wow, that's a wonderful idea, here's how ways you can do it. Like they'll just, whatever you suggest to it is always going to be a good idea, and it's never going to be a bad idea. And I think that's such a ridiculous thing to have for like a Gen AI model, or just any like artificial intelligence, because if you're being always told you're right, your thoughts aren't going to be challenged. And I think that's also why a lot of these tech bros and tech CE and like big CEOs love this type of thing, because it's basically just going to feed into your delusion that you're correct and that you cannot be wrong because the AI told you you're right. Also, I completely messed up this housing block because this house, oh my god. Fuck. Hey, do you see where I messed up? Just leave it for now. I messed up. Oh, I don't want a 4 wide hallway. All right, let's just get rid of these 3 houses. We don't need these beds anymore. Darkness. No. Oh, this room? No, it's... See, these doors should have been attached to here. But I built it like far too down. It sounds like a two, but we should like get some multi tools, like coral tooth. Like exactly. The AI was being since one dude managed to break one of those AI spam collars that even viewed for. I would not be surprised. I might have to look at that. And it's not great having to deal with employees who talk back and have opinions. Exactly. Like the thing is too, like you have to remember, like the people that are pushing AI upon you are the same exact people who pushed upon you NFTs, the metaverse, and now it's AI. I think there are some legitimate uses, especially in the realm of like processing large amounts of data, although at the same time it's more like you can do the same thing with Excel, but you just have to format your data in a way that you can tabulate it rather than just feeding it a natural language English prompt, which is kind of the main thing. The people have been talking about it, people are cooking books the same way and run. Yeah, when the bubble bursts, it's gonna be chaotic, and it's gonna basically push us in through a gigantic economic depression because so many companies are dumping so many resources into this nonsense. And like every major company in the space, whether you're a hardware manufacturer or the software company, like if you're whether you're Nvidia, Micron, or you're Google or Apple, maybe not so much Apple, but you're like Microsoft, they're all just circle jerking the same like couple $1 trillion over and over and over again, and just everyone's trying to, it's basically playing hot potato and who's going to be left holding the bag. The answer is you. It's your 401k. It's gonna be your retirement fund. I don't like talking about this like real talk too often, but this is actually somewhat relevant because I've been paying a little more attention to it in the recent times, and it's getting a little ridiculous. See, that's why I try to just be a wacky tacky regular VTuber on YouTube and Twitch, and I just play funny video games that make you all smile, to kind of make you not think about the impending collapse, which is may or may not going to happen. I'm hoping Ray gets here first though, because that'll be great. Because Ray is still not here yet, and we've been married for over a year now, and it's getting a little ridiculous, but it's not our fault. It's kind of the legalese fault, and all we can do is just wait. Also, what happened to those Bastion helmets? Okay, hold on, there's one. Where's the other one? Okay, Risten's got the other one. Okay, so I'm gonna give this helmet to Xanth. Gets the next helmet. Let's do that. All right, congratulations to Xanth. Xanth now has a cool helmet, and now Xanth is a fully ready to fight warrior. Look at that. You got a shield, you got an armor. Is this actually dyeable? I'm actually curious if this is dyeable. I have no idea. Hold on. Is this dyeable? I don't think it's dyeable. That's so weird. Wait, it's not dyeable. That is really odd. Okay, so this one is, you can dye the cape, but the helmet's not dyeable. That's really odd. Wait, no, it is. I'm crazy. Okay, yeah, this can be dyed. That was really weird. Okay. Good to know. All right, well, you're ready to go. You want to dye yourself? You know the command. I don't have to do it for you. So let's get that all figured out. Okay, so what's next? Oh, right, I forgot this person was kind of sitting here. Add to here. Okay, so we have... By the way, this outpost now has 12 pawns. It is so many pawns there that I don't know what to do with all of them. Especially as we have so much food that it takes forever to process all this meat anyways. Thankfully, we can make copious amounts of steaks. We just keep making more of them. We may need to start making soups because making this many steaks is actually somewhat difficult. Hello, Zoingo. How are you doing? Congratulations on your promotion in life. That is pretty sick. And that's actually a crazy job gain. Holy cow. I've been considering also maybe other job opportunities, but I haven't committed to anything yet. But I do kind of want to see what other opportunities exist out there for me. But let's just say I saw some openings at Valve the other day, and I was like, you know what, I could maybe do this one, but I highly doubt I'm going to get that type of position. Also, if I if I get hired by Valve, I'd have to move to Washington. And I'm like, Washington is expensive, so maybe not. So, I don't know, I thought it was kind of interesting. Doing alright, cooling one down, started looking at apartments. Ooh, very nice. Wait, where's the Lego HQ at anyways? Lego... Where is Lego located in the United States? Like, I actually have no idea. Is it this? Oh, okay. I think it's this one. Outside of Richmond, Virginia. Oh my gosh. Got it. Okay. Yeah, no, Valve, the main thing with Valve too is like I'm not nearly enough qualified. They basically want people that have been in the industry for like years already. I am not in the gaming industry. I need to emphasize I am not at all anywhere near the gaming industry. I think when I was younger, I really wanted to be in the gaming industry, but I'm also just I also kind of enjoy my current work-life balance to the point where I'm like, I think I'm fine. But at least my current work allows me, like, I can still stream regularly and all that jazz, and I think everyone enjoys that. Still, it's Boston, you don't mean that. I mean, that is kind of outside of Virginia, no, not outside of Richmond. See, the solution is I should just start my own company. I should start my own company? I don't know what I would make, though. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not at all qualified to be a Valve employee. I'm not cool enough, unfortunately. They want the best of the best, and unfortunately, I am the worst of the worst. Gosh, this is so bad. I hate how this came out. I guess because I didn't draw too many power lines. I guess what I can do is we can try to move them up slowly. Marksman is now pregnant. By whom? Who? Oh, Xanth, congratulations, you're a dad. Yeah. Yeah. That's a thing. Didn't realize you got married. Congratulations on your newfound responsibility. How much more is this long night gonna last? We're 4 days in. This is the last step of it, the totality, so we just have to survive until it ends. Got one of them Vegas weddings. Are Vegas weddings even still a thing? I hear Vegas is like super expensive to go visit nowadays. I think it's like gotcha. Everyone's looking for that SSS when all you're reviewing is the commons. I mean, that's also true. To be fair, like you won't get an opportunity unless you've like put yourself out there, so you do have to just try applying. It's nerfed. It's actually a very specific event chain nowadays. Long night will last you so the whole event chain at max is only like I want to say 1.5 years in game. So we're in the 3rd stage, which will last 15 to 30 days, and then after that it starts to fix itself once you reach the emergent stage. Vegas on prices. Exactly. I've heard Vegas is like super expensive. Like you can't really go. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, man, Vegas is so cool. It's cheap and you can just kind of do all these crazy things and it's really fun and exciting. And now as an adult, I look at the price of Vegas and I'm just like, I don't think I want to stay here at all. And you look at it and it's just like, it's basically just advertisements everywhere and everyone's trying to like gyp you of your money. And I'm just like, you know what? I think I'd rather money I could spend going to Vegas. You know where I could go instead? I could go to California and see my friends. I could go to New York and see New York. I could go to Texas and see my friends in Texas. I don't think I've been to Vegas since I was like 10. Oh yeah, I have friends who live in California. California's a lot of fun if you can get past the fact that being in California costs you like more $1 billion. And everything in general is more expensive, but if you can get past that, I think California is actually a lot of fun to just kind of be in, especially if you're like in the urban area like LA or San Francisco, like the Bay Area. I think it's a lot of fun. It's especially since as fun as pneumonia. Yeah, exactly. Like back in the day, like it was so cheap because you know they wanted to get the common man in so they could play games and also get some good food. But nowadays all the food at Vegas is just like overpriced and not very good anymore. Yeah. Nowadays all the good food is just like New York, California, and Toronto. I always tell people this. Unironically, if you want a culinary experience, go to Toronto. Because Toronto is like such an international city. Like, I feel like way more than even a lot of American cities, like New York sometimes when it comes to food. There's just, you are spoiled for choices in Toronto. So go to Toronto if you want to have like whatever you could possibly want to eat. There's like a lot of like high-end omakase, a lot of ramen, a lot of Chinese, a lot of Indian, a lot of like everything. There's also a lot of cursed AI art restaurants, but try not to go there. I did see that the Heart Attack Grill closed. I think they're still open. Like, I think one of their locations is still open, or they're moving to another spot, but that original one is gone now because I think they just couldn't handle the rising costs, and the common man, the common person, the middle, you know, the middle class is not going to Vegas anymore. So they're not like, who's gonna buy their overpriced burgers? No one. A quest called Terror Pods. If we're willing to deal with this mechanoid cluster, they'll give me a Persona Core. That's really tempting for the Persona Core, but I also don't want to fight that. Yeah, it's such a shame, because I remember as a kid, I was like, man, I want to go visit the Heart Attack Grill one day. Nowadays, I'm like, if I visit that Heart Attack Grill, I'm probably going to have a heart attack. So, I would never go, realistically. I like a good greasy burger, but at the same time, I'd rather just go to like a Steak and Shake or even a McDonald's I don't even eat burgers that often. So it's like, it's not really a thing that I particularly care about. I don't even know what I want. I'm just grabbing random technologies. I guess we should probably grab some of this lower end tech, even though we don't really need deep wells or pumps or any of this. Just throw it on there. Just so we can have them. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes when you just have a craving, a McDonald's cheeseburger, as basic as it is weirdly comforting. For me, I just take just give me that burger, extra onions, no mustard, no pickles, and that's it. I eat it like once a year, and that's it. I basically never eat it otherwise, because it's just not worth it. Yeah, I don't like... What do you mean? This is like a cursed thing? I don't like pickles on my burger that much. No, see, my basic burger is like... It's like cheese, onions. If they have grilled onions, I'll put grilled onions instead. Mayonnaise and a fried egg. And lettuce. And that's basically it. Like, I don't need much else beyond that. That's generally enough for me. I don't really like the pickles or the mustard. That's just not things I really enjoy on that type of stuff. Evens everywhere. No, we have a particular taste for our meals, and that particular taste involves not having those things. Actually, you know what? Can you put a brazier? If you put a brazier outside, does it, and it rains, does it actually get put out? I'm actually kind of curious. I don't think it does, right? I don't think rain affects braziers. Where is the grave? I think I want to put lights here. Yeah, there we go. You make burgers yourself when you can. You just make smash burgers, or you still go out for burgers. Exactly. Like, I mean, smash burgers are really good too. I used to eat a lot of Steak and Shake back when they were cheap. I miss the days when you could get like a $4 burger meal from Steak and Shake, and nowadays you can't. I don't know if anyone even knows what Steak and Shake is. It might be a Midwestern thing. Let me Google it real quick. It is primarily a Midwestern, and for some reason, Western Europe. Yeah. What do you mean Western Europe? Oh yeah, they're in France for some reason, and Italy, but not really much else. That's super odd. Huh. I remember one time, when I was in Japan, I saw a bunch of, I would pass by like a Wendy's and like a McDonald's, and I was like, man, they actually have some really interesting things that I really want to try. At least I can find it. I saw it and I was like, man, I really want to eat this. Hold on. At least I can find a photo of it. Oh, I don't have it. Dang it. I have to like look through my my Japan photos, but there was a specific photo. I took a photo of a sign, and it was like some super mega garlic burger, and I was like, you know what? That seems like the type of stuff that I would eat on Iran. Oh, I found it. Hold on, I found a photo of it. Let me pull up on screen real quick. All of our plants are dying, by the way. Ignore that. That's probably not a big deal. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Okay, that's not gonna work, so I have to... Oh wait, I know why it is. I copy image, and I open up Paint, like a degenerate. I open up some kind of like browser-based Paint program. Because this is how we do things in this day and age. Okay. Oh my god, all of our crops are dying. That's fine. Wait, what do you mean the heal root's rotting? Oh, right, our outdoor heal root. Okay. I saw this sign in Japan, and I was like, I really wanted to eat this. But it was like, that's way too... The ninniku, or garlic, 1 pounder burger. And I was like, man, that actually sounds really tempting. But it was also like, I think I passed by the sign at like 6 in the morning. And I was like, you know what? I don't think I need a burger like this at 6 in the morning. And then so I continued along my merry way in Shibuya into Golden Gai so I could eat ramen at 6 in the morning. I'm not even joking. Like literally after I passed that sign, there was a very specific ramen restaurant that I was trying to go to that it had been on my list of places that I've been wanting to go to for a very long time, and I finally got a chance to go, and I was like, oh my god, this is like, I keep telling Ray this, like, this is probably like one of the best bowls of ramen I've ever had. Oh my god, it's so good. I want to eat it again. If I go back, I'm gonna eat it again. It's so tasty. It's so yummy. Oh my god. I have a photo of it. I'm gonna pull up a photo of it real quick. It was this wonderful, ridiculous bowl that had like this insanely delicious chashu, but also their broth was fish based. So a lot of ramen is typically based off of chicken or pork. This one, they base it off of sardines, niboshi specifically, and it was so wonderfully tasty. It was so wonderfully savory and fishy. I loved it, and I kind of want to go back when I go back in October. I'm like, I have to have this bowl at least once. They're open 24/7. And one of the hotels we're staying at happens to be kind of close by. I did have it for breakfast. Yeah. No, I can't have a 1 pounder burger for breakfast. Also because Wendy's is not going to serve that at 6 in the morning. That's really the main thing. You're not going to, like, if you can find me a burger joint that's going to serve you a burger like that at 6 in the morning, I'd be kind of impressed. Because generally most fast food chains are not going to serve that type of thing until, like, lunchtime. I mean, even McDonald's only serves you breakfast until, like, 10:30. They don't really start producing things like nuggets or, you know, burgers until a certain point in time anyways. Even still, I don't even eat. It's probably not the healthiest thing to eat for breakfast, but sometimes you just want to have that hearty bowl of heavy noodles. Okay, I need to fix this entire section because apparently I cocked it up. So we're gonna try to fix this slowly, which basically means I need to basically redo a lot of the walls, which is gonna suck because I have to redo all of this nonsense. But at least I know where the breakpoints are. Let's get rid of these doors. And let's probably just get rid of all the interior walls here, actually. And then we're gonna need to move all the beds up as well once that's done. And then we'll probably need to, you know what, I think I'll put a temporary light in here somewhere as well. Actually, just get rid of this. Get rid of the walls here. You know what, just get rid of all. Just get rid of them all. We'll figure it out. You missed the sun? Don't worry. The sun will come back in due time. We just have to survive the totalitarian darkness until the joyous light returns to bless us with her healing touch. For now, though, we must suffer under the yoke of oppression. What sun? You know what's really funny? Yesterday, I don't think I saw the sun. I did not feel the caress of the sun on my skin. Today, I actually did because I grilled chicken for like an hour, and it was wonderful. I like grilling chicken a lot, so I've been doing that quite a bit. Oh, you gotta do it over charcoal. You gotta do it over charcoal, because charcoal is just way better. More heads to my foreheads, I will face tank the sun. How would you face tank the sun? Here comes the sun, but with radiation symbols. God. That's actually a really good... I should learn how to sing that song. You know what's really funny? I only know that song. I think the first time I heard that song was the B movie. I think that was my first time I heard that song. When did the B movie come out? How old was I? B movie. The B movie came out in 2007, so my first interaction that I remember with "Here Comes the Sun," doo-doo-doo-doo, which is a Beatles song, I believe, was 2007. So I would have been 12? Wow, that is really weird to think about because, yeah, that is strange. It's a shame they never made a B movie 2. They should have made a B movie 2. I'm telling you, they could have sold the hotcakes or something. It's crazy how that movie basically kind of became a crazy meme. But yeah, I don't know why they never made a second. They could have, but oh well. Let me drink my water. The tank build seems like the type of thing I would say when I'm playing Final Fantasy 14 and the boss is gonna do something like Akmorn and I'm like, let me tank it. I can tank this. Let me do it. Let me eat the buster. Because as we all know, the only correct thing to do it. Oh my goodness, what is happening? Too deep infestation. Okay, so they're about to come in over there. Let's get the knights up and running. All right, now all the knights are kitted out. Let's get the gunners here as well. 1st battalion, and let's get the 2nd battalion, which is made of 2 people. Yes, I can't. Okay, I do think that is really funny. That, to be fair, I think that main dude was right. I think that B thing was a little ridiculous. Let's get the knights out here. Let's see. Let's take a look at our beautiful knights. Okay. They are fairly well equipped. I do want them to not be in friendly fire position though, so let's maybe move everyone around a little bit so we're not going to friendly fire. And whatever's too close, we can probably just chop down. So then you get over here too. Maybe you stand over here. Oh boy. That's a lot of them. Let's have you stand over here. I just realized because of the long night, it is getting a lot colder. Oh, no. I see Riston about to blast marksman. That's a bad idea. You probably don't want to do that. Just stand over here and start to smack him. Don't use that. Fire. Okay, I'm going to have Riston never fire at will. Just ask him to die. Nice. Why is Kahila moving slowly? Oh, Kahila's missing a leg. That might be important. Okay, I was like, why is Kahila moving slow? Yeah, turns out when you don't have a leg, it's kind of hard to catch up with everyone else. We may need to fix that. Finish that off. And then let's go figure out the leg problem. I have a spare leg. Amazing. Wait, someone had a bad spine. That's right. We made a spare spine because I think someone got a bad back because they became old. Okay, so Kahila, first of all, let's get Kahila a new leg. So you get a bionic leg left. Ooh, was missing a spine. Or had a bad spine. Ranu at least has a brain stimmy, so at least Ranu functions. Oh, here we go. It's Space Case. Space Case gets a brand new spine to fix that bad back. Ranu probably has a lot of problems, so we did fix up Ranu, I think, with a lot of new bits. Ranu's main thing is the brain injury is like super bad, and I can't really fix it at that point. And we're giving him a leg up in life, but yes, very much so. I mean, we do have brain surgery now. Hold on, what do we have access to? I would like to upgrade them all, so I know Marksman's armor is kind of non-existent, so I think we'll make another, just make 3 more Bastion armor sets should be fine, unless we make sure no one's allowed to wear these. You get Ratkin gear. You get Ratkin gear. Charles Darrell's a soldier type. Whoopsies. What did I do? That's fine. Charles Darrell's is not a melee fighter, or is not a gunner, unfortunately. Dang it. That's kind of annoying. Well, Ranu may or may not have accidentally gotten into combat, and then may or may not have accidentally gotten smacked a lot, and that's why we had to replace basically most of Ranu's bits and pieces. Instead of giving Ranu a full bionic leg or foot, we're just replacing the toe, and we're just replacing the thumb, which is probably not ideal. The problem is the brain injury, which I have not found a clean solution to fixing right now, and that's kind of our biggest problem with that. Now, don't get me wrong, there are options, but those options are not ideal. You might notice we have a really cool thing like a machining table, but you might have also noticed there's not really a way to fix the brain injury. Short of having things that we don't have access to. Primarily, I think you need... I could use the biosculptor, but then I have to make a biosculptor. I was hoping to find a healer mech serum or potentially give Ranu Luciferium, but I decided maybe we just kind of hang on. Actually, since we are stripping this entire section, maybe we can give Ranu the thing. Hold on. Let's see. So these rooms should be like that. So let's put these beds here. We're having to redo this entire section, unfortunately, because the initial way I built it was not correct. So this may look a little janky. It is janky. Don't think about it too much. So we'll put that there. I have to move everything slowly. But it's okay. This is all for the greater good. I moved that bed far too up. All right. Now this has to move over here. Yeah, I guess that's true. We could try to do it since we are near the end game. We could try to fix Ranu. I think Ranu would enjoy not being a potato for most of the run. Don't worry, we'll do some other silly run stuff in the future. I think right now I'm kind of leaning towards a Warhammer 40k theme, but I haven't fully committed to anything yet. It's just kind of depending on what I'm kind of vibing with when I'm ready to do that. Obviously, with Zomboid coming up soon too for a multiplayer run, that's also like another thing I have to take in consideration. I would like to do a Zomboid multiplayer run on stream. I do not know if we will do a Zomboid multiplayer run on stream this week. It is a potential. How are you doing, Ziri? Welcome aboard, comrade. It really depends if I have enough time to prepare the well, the server essentially, and test the mods and all that stuff, which I was gonna try to do today, but I didn't try out your mod list. I'm trying out my own mod list, and my current mod list works fine, but I'm being told to use Guns of Mars instead of vanilla firearm expansion. I don't really know how Guns of Mars works, so I'd have to take a look and see how that one operates. And I'm kind of requesting people's opinions on, hey, this is what I'm kind of thinking for the run. What do y'all think? Is this the type of run that you would be interested in doing? Yes or no? So that's another like thing to take in consideration, because right now I said like, hey, the mod that we're thinking about is, or the run we're thinking about is escape from, you know, Louisville, but we all have to escape together. So basically everyone's got to spend some time, gather weapons and all that stuff, and then eventually we can all work together and fight our way towards the escape evacuation point. Oh, sorry, escape to Louisville. So there's a mod that I use called Extraction Point. It has like a mini quest where you can try to escape the region, right? The main goal is you have to turn on these antennas, radio beacons, and then you can escape. I generally turn off the antenna part, and all you have to do is just make it to the escape point. I have not been able to make it to the escape point yet because I keep dying before I get there. So it's at least an interesting run. I'm gonna play more of it tonight on my own personal time. Maybe we can do more of it tomorrow so you can kind of see what I'm doing. No, I'm not doing the This Is Your Life. I think that's the one that like adds like a changes like what you start with, right? This Is Your Life, Zomboid. I think I've seen that mod and I thought about it. This Is Your Life, let's see. Replaces vanilla character creation with a fully themed in-world experience. Oh, interesting. I've never seen this. Oh, I'm thinking of a different mod. This actually seems kind of sick. Very roleplay. That's kind of cool. Huh. So again, you can always go to the Zomboid channel on Discord and you can just kind of recommend things. I do take a look and then we'll see, because again, people said Guns of Mars, and then obviously someone said Brita. I know I'm currently using Vanilla Firearms Expanded. That's kind of been my personal choice, but there's a lot of other ones that we could also take into consideration depending on what people are into. So that's kind of what I'm trying to say. Also, more fun vehicles, because I like vehicles. I will say it's probably not going to be a relaxing farming run, but it is good to have a medic, and it'll be good to have a cook. We'll probably play it with my current settings of bites will not kill you with an immediate infection, but you can, like, you're not going to get turned into a zombie after like X amount of days. It'll be more, you'll be injured badly and the wound might be infected, and if you don't tend to that wound properly, you might actually die just from having a significant fever, which actually did happen to me earlier today, where I just got completely murdered by internal sickness. Might just play a fast food word. Yeah, there's a lot of ways to do it. Depends what people are into. And again, it'll only be live while I'm live, so that, you know, the balance is kind of there. I did not try the neat. Let me see. Maybe I have neat UI. No, I've not played with any of the neat UI mods. if I use any of these, I'm gonna have to basically redo what mods I use. Also, what is this Project Summer Car mod? Wait. What's this Project Summer Car? Is this an actual thing for Zomboid? Did someone really just port the whole concept of Project Summer Car, the video game, into Zomboid? Because what does this actually do? Project Summer Car Build 42 multiplayer. What is this? Oh god. You have to manage every aspect of your car. Oh, you need oil. You need to make sure you have an oil pan. Oh, you need to make sure your oil filter is functioning correctly. Make sure you have your transmission fluid. Make sure you have your alternator up and running. Yeah, this seems a little insane. The main thing I want to do, though, is make sure we're not using too many mods, because I don't remember how much RAM I have on the server that we were using for Minecraft. I want to say 16 gigs. I don't really want to have to rent more than that, because that's going to cost even more money, and I'm kind of being cheap right now. Apparently, so yeah, you do need to pray to the machine gods to make sure it functions correctly. Only there was like good anime mods, but again, I haven't found any good anime mods yet for Zomboid in the current iteration. Which is kind of tragic. There was a mod called Project Anime, but I guess the author has removed everything from it because I guess the guy didn't like his mod being in mod packs. And so he just got mad. I guess he just decided to like remove it permanently from the workshop, which is a real tragedy. You're running a zombie friends with technical issues. There's always gonna be technical issues. It's Zomboid. If Zomboid ever runs perfectly, I will actually be amazed. But this, I fully expect Zomboid to break in half 90% of the time. You cannot even see down here. I did not put any lights. Oh, we should probably fix that. There we go. Let's put some lights there. Yeah, like sometimes I just want like remember that one mod I was running that let me become a. I think I was running the Tamamo Cross outfit from Uma Musume. Not been able to find anything as good as that in. I think it was Project Anime, but I cannot remember because I don't know exactly what I was subscribed to, and unfortunately I can't really search it either. Apparently I'm subscribed to some 242 items on the Steam Workshop, which is kind of crazy because a lot of these are not really usable anymore, and I should probably start unsubscribing from a lot of these. Yeah, a lot of these are like unnecessary nowadays. I really should go through and purge them. Like I think the historical weapons mod like isn't up to date anymore, which is really tragic because I remember I liked that one a lot. Historical. It added like great swords and all sorts of other nonsense, but unfortunately it's not available. So a lot of these modders, they don't want to. Obviously, they kind of get tired of like maintaining mods, and they're like, "All right, they're done," which does suck. But what are you gonna do? And unfortunately, I don't think I want to do the historical firearms because unless people want to be running around killing zombies with, you know, very specific weapons from that time period, which is going to be very difficult to handle anyways, probably not necessary. Also, how are they practicing their shooting? There is no light here. They're just shooting at like invisible targets. Just blasting into the wall. Let's put a light there. Yeah, starts to go to some streams. I understand. Don't worry. Listen, school is important. I will always be around, and if you can come by when you're not busy with school, then we will always welcome you to come join us. But if you're busy with school, you might want to focus on that. That's probably kind of important. Also, we got rid of these toxic waste packs. Load these up. Yeet those out real quick. Who's here? Exonia? Load this up. Oh, Steve, how are you doing, comrade? Good evening. I'm just gonna load these toxic waste packs up so I don't have to worry about them, and then we're gonna send them off to the people that we don't like. There we go. See how easy that is. Perfect. So yeah. We'll see. Like I said, maybe we'll do Zomboid tomorrow as a solo run, and then we could do Wednesday as like the, okay, let's start doing the the multiplayer experience, but we'll see if I have time. Semi-air cake musket with everyone using mods, that was kind of funny. I don't want to add too many gun mods is the main problem. So there's a mod out there called Totally Historical Firearms Pack, which adds weapons from the French Third Republic into the game, which unfortunately also adds 3 new ammunition types that you have to now manage. So I don't want to add too many because then it becomes kind of a hassle and kind of a nightmare. And that's kind of like the main issue. I like things that add like, oh, this one adds weapons, you know, cool weapons types of deal. So I don't know. Well, we'll have to see what options there are for things to add to the game that aren't like weird, too weird anyways. Too distant because the gun is hot in Texas. Oh, God, I mean, yeah. Actually, speaking of hot, I didn't realize Colorado was on fire. It's kind of crazy having seen like it's just like a season of wildfires, because like literally not even a month ago Canada was on fire, and now Colorado's on fire, and apparently now Utah is also a little on fire too. It is just everything's on fire nowadays. The whole West Coast is just lit up. So how long until San Francisco and California? That's gonna be the real question, because as we all know, California is usually like a huge victim of the fires. It's only a matter of time until it's their turn. Okay, can we... Let's see. Hawksby needs medical treatment from getting shot by accident. Alright, because I put that there and I'm going to run power down this corridor. I think it reaches out there. Kind of hard to see. Maybe that should reach there. Okay. How long until California power needs to mess up again by doing absolutely nothing? Oh, absolutely, they probably will. You think California's power system's ever going to function properly? No, absolutely not. Well, maybe it will. Who knows? Only tens of acres? Yeah, tens of acres can quickly balloon into hundreds and thousands. That's the real scary part. They left us FSX and uranium, which is great. At the very least, we're getting more of these armors. Bastion armor. I think another one got made. Who's wearing it? Nahil is not a knight yet. You have not been granted the title of knight, and so you are not worthy of wearing this. Take this off. Oh, wait. Yeah. This one shall go to Comrade Marksman. Marksman has no path. What does that mean? Did Marksman get stuck? Oh, yep. Alright, I got Marksman stuck in here. Maybe you should dismantle this wall real quick, so you're not gonna die in this tiny little pit. Okay. Let's get you that armor. Oh my gosh, I gotta add the lights back in. I don't know what happened, but I guess I must have destroyed the lights. So I gotta rebuild them all for some reason, which is really weird. Thought I had them there. Okay, so this is now correct, so that's fine. We can just rebuild the lights, and that should be okay. Straight up, most of the gear running power grids from the 50s. I mean, to be fair, like a lot of times people don't want to upgrade electrical infrastructure. Nowadays, I think a lot of municipalities and states and cities and whatnot are starting to upgrade electrical infrastructure, but not because they want to keep electricity going cleanly for their constituents, but because they're going to keep building more data centers, and data centers keep demanding more electricity, so they have no choice but to keep upgrading the power grid so that at least the general populace will still have functioning electricity. So it is a little ridiculous that this is what we had to wait before people started upgrading the grid, but at the very least we can be happy that the grid is being upgraded. That's also true too, yeah. You have to do some quick things. Have a nice. It's been nice meeting you. Well, thank you for sticking by, Windwalker. Hopefully you enjoyed your time. Feel free to come back again. I have a very regular stream schedule, so it's very hard to miss me. I'll trade with these people. So hopefully Alana can see what they got here. Well, I don't know why they're going in the darkness. It's kind of spooky. All right, what do they get? What do we got? All right, game. Any day now. All right. Saw the dragon leather. They don't want any of the other leather. They don't really have much to buy. Hmm. They don't have much. We can sell some of the backpacks, I guess, for free silver. They don't even have any gold. Maybe we don't sell the leather after all. Don't think I need anything from them. Nope. Nothing of theirs is terribly interesting. Sell the arrows. I don't need that many steel arrows. We're done with arrows. Don't need the crossbow bolts either. The shells. No, wait, those are mine. Yeah, they don't have much. That's fine. You're gonna ask something about MG. How do you build decks with all the random collabs and stuff that they have? Oh my god, I hate the sheer. Okay, so I'm gonna go on a very related rant. Okay, I hate the sheer amount of collabs Magic the Gathering does. I am actually like a huge Universes Beyond hater. If you like it, more power to you. Do whatever you want. I'm not here to question it. If you want to build a deck around one of those things, I mean, you're not gonna be able to build a whole deck entirely around that theme, which is the unfortunate reality of it. What the best you can probably do is pick a theme and then just try to find whatever Magic cards that can work within that theme, or you proxy an entire deck with your own custom artwork. Those are like your only choices. Like I will not lie, I do have some because I really like Final Fantasy. I made 2 Final Fantasy decks. Actually, I have 3. But beyond that, for example, I saw the He-Man one the other day, and it's just kind of annoying. I think the thing that I hate about these collabs is that a lot of them just seem like, some of them just seem like low-effort meme slop. Like, you can tell it's designed to appeal to haha wacky millennials who really enjoy insert name of property and memes involving that type of property because they're going to try to appeal to you, Mr. Millennial with disposable income. Like recently they're like, well, we're gonna do a He-Man secret lair drop where you can have cards like He-Man, who looks like, okay, hold on. You can have a He-Man card because that's what the kids like, right? He-Mans. And I think there's also like a He-Man movie coming out, but I don't really know about it. But then there was just like, I think the thing that like annoyed me was like, they were doing like, hold on if I can find the dang thing. Did like some kind of here we go. You too can have, haha, you know the meme, right? Look at that, memes, that's what the kids like. Wow, it's Swan Song, but it has that one image from the one clip from the one episode. I don't know the specifics about this. Oh yeah, no, this is a real card. This got announced. You have to spend at least $150 to get it. I'm like, why? Yeah, this is a real card now. Swan Song is an actual card already, I need to emphasize. But my understanding is that this is like a promo that you can only get if you spend $150 on other stuff, and then that you get this for free as a bonus. But then you have to spend $150 on He-Man cards, and who cares? Maybe if you like He-Man and you like it a lot, whatever, it's more power to you. I don't. I did not really grow up with He-Man, so I don't really care that much. But yeah, some of these things are just like, they just keep adding more and more of these ridiculous secret lair stuff that's just a little insane. And like all the Universes Beyond stuff is just, it's just ridiculous, I think, and they just don't stop adding more and more of these things. And I think it was mentioned before, but it's like it's the Fortnite-ification of a beloved game. And I'm glad that at least a lot of other games are very resistant to doing this as much as possible. Pokemon will, for example, will never do this. Yu-Gi-Oh will probably never do this. The fact that Magic, the Western TCG that has been beloved, and the original TCG that's been beloved for many, many years, is the one to fall to the collab slop concept is such a tragedy, because they felt like, oh, it couldn't stand on its own. Do you know why they did it? I can explain to you why they went with this route. So a couple of years ago, I want to say it's like 4 or 5 years ago, the big wigs at Hasbro, you know, basically demanded that Wizards of the Coast double their profits within 5 years. Okay, they basically told them, you gotta make more money because Wizards of the Coast is essentially bankrolling the rest of Hasbro's operation. Because, let's be real, they are not making that much money on games like Monopoly or Connect 4 or whatever classic board games there are. Because most people, you buy them once and then you will never buy them ever again, right? Trading card games are a constant thing that people are going to want to keep buying. So they demanded, okay, you gotta upgrade your income, your profits by 2x in 5 years. They did it in 1. They doubled their income in 1 year, the profits in 1 year, because they had sold the Lord of the Rings collab set. It made so much money that they're like, wait, this is clearly the thing we have to keep doing. And so every decision is basically they have to keep one-upping themselves to keep selling more cardboard because the executives demand more money. But now it runs into the issue of the game just being in perpetual power creep. And it's ridiculous. Like, I think trading card games, will no matter, will always have a level of power creep. But it just depends what level will this power creep treadmill continue. And I think for the longest time, Magic was fairly good at keeping the power level somewhat at a reasonable pace. Like, I think for standard, you typically win like turn 8 or something, maybe turn 6, depending on what you're playing. Nowadays, it used to be the joke was that like standard was like a turn, say turn 6, modern was like a turn 4 win, legacy and vintage were like turn 1 through 3 wins, right? Nowadays, modern is a turn 3 win, legacy is like a turn 2, vintage is turn 1, and standard is turn 4, which is insane to think about how fast the game has gotten. And honestly, I think it sucks. I think the fact that the game is so fast now, it's like, it just sucks. And that's why I don't really pay attention to like modern Magic metagame, whatever. I used to play ranked Magic on Arena, and I think I got to like, I didn't hit Mythic, but I did hit like a decent level, I think Platinum, by playing, God, I played like, I think I played like Bant mid-range at some point. Anyways, continuing off of that, the level of power creep is just insane. I think very recently they've had to ban like 3 or 4 cards in standard, because not only that, they've extended how long standard is. Standard used to be cards from the last 2 years. Now it's cards from the last 3 years, which means there's more room for open degenerate combos. And the weirdest thing about this too, a lot of the banned cards are from universes beyond. 2 of the banned cards, I'm not even joking, are from the Avatar: The Last Airbender, which is crazy. Like, and I know, I think one of them was also from Final Fantasy, but the fact that 2 cards are banned from Avatar: The Last Airbender is insane. And the funniest thing, people always joke about this, one of them is a grandma and the other's a badger. No, it's not Aang, it's not Azula or any like major character, it's literally Gran and a badger mole cub. And I think it is crazy. It's like, we're not approaching Yu-Gi-Oh levels of power creep, but Yu-Gi-Oh is its own category. I don't like playing Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, but I do appreciate kind of like what Yu-Gi-Oh kind of is in its own way. It's a very silly game. It's not a game I would personally play myself, but I do think it's kind of fun every now and again to kind of enjoy a little bit of speediness. I actually like playing the older Yu-Gi-Oh video games, the ones that are like Yu-Gi-Oh World Championship or Yu-Gi-Oh Tag Duel Tag Force, whatever. Those are fun. You hated that Avatar call because you think ads anywhere? Oh, trust me, it's gonna get worse. You think Avatar's bad? You know what they're doing? They did a lot of ads for Marvel, and now you have Star Trek coming out at the end of the year, or I think in a few months, and I'm just like, I have mentally clocked out. Like, I think they did the Hobbit set recently, and I completely ignored it. I was just like, I don't care. Normally, previous to all this, I was one of those people that would go to... I was going to, like, every single pre-release, because I really enjoyed playing pre-release, and nowadays, it's like, maybe I'll go to 2 per year at most. Because they're just so it's just not fun for me anymore. I like playing EDH and I like playing Cube, but it's just not worth spending that much money to play like 3 hours of Magic, especially because the cost of attending these events have gone up over the years. It used to be $30 would get you 6 packs and prizes. Now it's $45 for 6 packs and prizes, and you don't get a stamped promo anymore. And then even draft nights used to be like $15. Now they're like $20 to $25 at my local shops. And the prize support keeps dropping too, because the stores aren't getting nearly as much product from their distributors or from WotC, and it just sucks. And so I like Magic, and if you give me a box of Magic cards, I'll probably crack them open, but I'm not going to go out of my way to buy a box of Final Fantasy. I actually did want to buy a box of Final Fantasy when it came out and crack it on stream, but I ultimately didn't, because that was going to be a financially irresponsible decision. In fact, a box of Final Fantasy MTG, like standard play boosters, apparently runs you... That can't be right. $110? This can't be right. This has to be like a fake website. There's no... Yeah, that can't be right. Yeah. So, yeah, some of these are like... Some of these prices are just insane. I think normally it's like $200, $250 because everyone wants it, so... Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Dual Generation is also fun. Like I said, I like Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes, but it just really depends on what am I playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For. Also, we'll do this Fiesta of Hospitals real quick. It is 11, but it's night, so we'll just create a bunch of lanterns and throw them up into the sky, and they can all be cool. What was in this room? It's Android recharging room. I forgot to put lights in here. 1, 2, 3. One for each of those. Okay, so this is kind of fixed up now, which is great. Let's put actual flooring here now. Actually, we don't need as many beds as I thought I did, because a lot of pawns are getting paired up and getting married with one another. And so because of that, we don't need as much. Also, how much longer is this long night? We're 7.5 days, so it's anywhere from 7.5 days left all the way to 22.5. So I guess we'll see how long it's going to take. The darkness comes for us all. Are we still making the armor? Yes. Okay. So, anyways, to answer your question about making a deck, I would say just if you know what character or card you want to build around, just use something like EDH Rec and put something together. That's generally what most people recommend, or go watch a YouTube video. There's surprisingly a large amount of YouTube deck techs if you want to listen to those types of things, or you can find a primer on how to make, this specific commander work as a, depending on what you're trying to do. Just really depends what you're in the mood for. Like how I have a weird Yoshi P deck, because Yoshi P is apparently the god of Final Fantasy and all that stuff. Thinking of which, that is I did see somewhere that I saw someone saying that like Final Fantasy 11 has like a unlimited play free trial now too, kind of like Final Fantasy 14 does, and I'm like, kind of want to download it and give it a shot, but I know it's also an MMO from 20 years ago that it might not be fun to play, because that thing is ancient. God, the era of MMOs on the PS2 and GameCube was truly a thing. When did that come out, actually? Final Fantasy 11. Final Fantasy 11 came out in the year 2022 or 2002. God, that is so long ago. I don't think it's even supported on the PS2 anymore, because I think they're just like not really. Let's see. Yeah, I don't think. I think they canned the support for PlayStation 2 and Xbox at some point. I will say it is kind of sad, because one thing that I remember reading was they were trying to make a mobile version of Final Fantasy 11 that could be playable on mobile devices, because it's kind of hard to play it nowadays on like PC and whatever console or thing you want to play on. And then it just got canned and never got completed. And then Final Fantasy 14 is doing the same thing too. We're making a mobile version so people can play it on the go. And it was released only in China, and they're already killing the project because it did not make enough money. And I'm like, when you think about it, a lot of this stuff just makes no sense. I'm just gonna go into this real quick. Final Fantasy 14 trying to make a mobile version of their game. They released a mobile version of their MMO It does not interact with the main MMO that everyone already is playing and has characters on. It has a it's basically completely separate progression, and it does not have all the DLC or expansion content. It's basically like only the first main game. I'm like, what do you expect people to be doing here exactly? Like, if you released a mobile version that has every single expansion and everything, like, you know, like the normal game, if you just basically released the normal game on mobile, I think people would play it. It might be hard to run, and you have to basically run with like the lowest quality models, but it would maybe run. Why would you even bother? Because I think they were just trying to see, could they capture a new audience by putting a mobile version of the game out? Yeah, turns out not really. Turns out people aren't terribly interested in that. Literally should be no one's surprise. So I don't know what their plan was. It just seemed really dumb. Okay, all of our plants are dying, by the way, which is a little unfortunate, but I kind of expected this to happen. We did finally, I believe all this is now plowed soil, so when the growing season happens, that will be wonderful, beautiful things to work with. I agree. Mobile companion apps are a great thing, and a lot of games do have mobile companion apps. 14 has a mobile companion app. I don't know anyone who uses it, but I know it exists. I think it was just like, I think the logic was, let's get people hooked onto the mobile game because they might not, because there is a decent amount of people who may not have a gaming PC, but everyone has a phone, right? So their logic probably was, if you have a phone but don't have a PC, you can play the game. But now it's just like, okay, now the people who are gonna play 14 mobile probably would rather just play the main game anyways. Do you have it strictly for retainer management? Because I think you can send your retainers out on adventures while you're on the mobile app, right? Or am I imagining that? I think a majority of people mainly just know if, of course, the oh, is it for the key then, the login key? F14. Oh, the 10th retainer. Wait, it gives you a free retainer? I should download this app. Oh, but you have to pay for it, right? It's not free. I think it's paid. Isn't it? You have to pay the stuff. Okay, got it. It's like how I thought. Okay. There is a surprising amount of 14 not safe for work content out there. I guess it shouldn't really be that surprising, but there's a lot of mods out there that let you customize everything from how your character looks to animations. And you put 2 and 2 together, and there is a very, very strong community of people who are into doing things with their characters and posing them in ways that were not ordained by the Lord. So just kind of depends what you want to do. You know, it's that thing. It's like some people see 14 as like a cool MMORPG about being an adventurer and reading the story like I do. And then there are the people who play Final Fantasy 14 because it's basically Second Life, but more popular and more accessible to them than Second Life ever was. So really depends what you're looking for in your MMORPG experience. Do you want to be a cool adventurer and go defeat bad guys and save the world and then ruin the world and then save it again and rinse and repeat? Or do you want to just be like a henny ho, but now you're a Limsa lurker? Is that the term? God, I don't even know if anyone remembers the term henny ho. That's like a term from the MapleStory days. For context, I guess for anyone who doesn't know, in MapleStory, there was a major city called Hennesys, right? Or Hennesys, and there was a area in Hennesys. Hennesys is like the most popular area to just AFK in because everyone would just like kind of see your character and all that jazz. So there was a term, henny ho, for people who just AFK'd in Hennesys the whole time, and that was it. And they did nothing else. You never see them left their spot. They just wanted to sit there and chat all day. Lego Universe and Windcraft, which is server in my... I never played Windcraft, but I have heard of Lego Universe. I'll tell you that much. Lego Universe still Oh, it's dead. Okay. Oh, it died and it only survived for 2 years. Yikes. Actually, it's like 1.5 years. Unsatisfactory revenue. Yeah. That's kind of a shame. A lot of companies will make like an MMO, and then when it fails, they're just like, oh, what do we do? Now, if you want the Lego experience, you just play Fortnite. Because isn't there like a Lego Fortnite thing that everyone plays now? God, I used to have I used to play so many Lego PC games. They were probably some of my favorite. I think like one of my, like, I played Lego Island 1 on a Windows 98 computer like an eternity ago. And then I think there was like Lego Island 2, which I think I played on the PlayStation 1 when, like, a long time ago when it came out. I don't think I ever finished it because I was like a little kid and I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But I think the one I remember the most were like Lego Racers and Lego Stunt Rally. I think Lego Stunt Rally is like one of the games that had, like, I have the most memory of because it had like a track builder in it. And it was such a cool game. And I don't remember if you can even play it on any modern system anymore, which is so tragic because I really enjoyed those Lego games back in the day. And obviously, yeah, Lego Racers too. Yeah, because I worked on Lego Universe, you got access. Oh, nice. You think it's a revival? No clue, it's ongoing. There's a lot of ongoing revival projects for like everything, but half the time they're not going to be finished. That's just the unfortunate part. Yeah, you played Albion, Minecraft, and Torem. Got Ragnarok. A lot of people played Ragnarok. I can't say I heard of I know of Albion. I did not play Torem. I also played a lot of weird MMOs, but they were like, I remember playing a lot of Wuxia MMOs and like whatever that platform that Fliff was on, and a lot of MapleStory, a lot of Run Escape, and I'm still surprised how popular RuneScape is to this very day. But I guess because it's browser based, it doesn't require that much resources, and a lot of people can just kind of play it AFK while they're working. So maybe that's what people are doing. I don't know. Feels like you can probably do the same thing with 14 if you know what you're doing, but I'm not going to be AFK scripting in 14 because I'm not a cheater. Let's put a light here, put a light here. I put those doors on opposite ends. That is going to bother me. Whatever. So kind of just depends like what you're looking for. Like I said, I love those old games, but they're so far gone nowadays. Ugh. And they're not really playable. How much longer is this long night gonna last? We're 9 days in. Okay, we're getting there. We're slowly punching our way through. I remember playing a lot of like Wuxia ones though. Like I said, there was one, I can't remember what it was called, but I do remember one of the mechanics was like you had like all these like different martial arts styles, and you had to like specialize your character. Like once you hit level 10 you could pick one, but you couldn't get to like getting to level 10 took forever, and you had to basically go beat up a bunch of, I want to say, like tigers and like small animals in order to get enough EXP to become first dan and pick your class essentially. Otherwise you were just a very young novice all the time. Oh, we made all the, wait, who has the other armors? Is Marksman a knight? Yes. You're a knight. Okay, in the heal and sun. The heal is not qualified to be a knight right now. I think sun might not be either. Sun cannot fight, so sun should not have this heavy armor on. Take that off. Okay. So the last armors will go to the opposer and Kahila. So oh, Kahila's a human. I can't give okay, hold on. Wait, really? That can't be right. Was Kahila always a human? Really? Because the problem, screw it. You're a ratkin now. Put on your oh, we can't. Okay, that's really funny. That's so tragic. Because if you use the genome, if you use this gene type, you can't. You have to basically edit who their race is, but you can't actually edit who they are. You can't edit their baseline. That's really annoying, actually. So I cannot give them their ratkinness. Yeah, because xenotype's not going to do anything. This is like not relevant. Yeah, because you can change all these, but it's not going to matter. Because even if you change to ratkin, it doesn't matter because they're not a true ratkin. Right? I think that's how this works. Yeah, that's tragic. Okay, so I think Kahila has to keep wearing the recon armor. Okay. In that case, let's see who's gonna have this armor. I need another warrior, brave warrior, ready to become a knight. Basically, whoever's got like a ridiculous melee skill. Umi, congratulations! You are being promoted to knight. Yes, yes, great Umi, you are now going to be promoted to a knight class. Congratulations, we will now assign you to the Knights of the... I don't know what I call this, Knights of the Cheese. And we'll get you some proper armor. Main thing with Albion is that mid to end is just fighting other people in their gear and stuff. It's not all bad to get 100 guild gathering to. Oh, PvP in my MMOs? Oh, I don't mind PvP in MMOs that much, but I generally prefer if it's more of a specific thing that's kind of locked into, like, hey, this is how, kind of like how 14 does it, or it's like its own arena. I think a long time ago I would have really enjoyed those MMOs where you have to kind of go out and hunt down other players and steal their stuff, like a living, breathing world. And nowadays I'm like, I don't got time for that. All that's gonna do is make me stressed, and I'm not gonna have fun. So really depends what you're looking for. Oh gosh, all these crops are dying. Can't do much about that. Probably put some lights in there too. Let's get some lights in there. We don't need that many, but I'd rather just have some lights so it's not so dark in here. There we go, that should be fine. Okay, I need to use the restroom. I will let the game run for a bit. Also, we are running out of fuel, which is becoming a problem, as the biofuel refinery demands more sacrifices in the name of production. Okay. While the game runs and while we continue to research... Oh, wait, we can't research this. Why? Oh, we are. Okay. I'm gonna let the game run. I'll be right back. You can kind of just gawk at all this beautiful stuff we have going on, and I'll return. I went to the restroom. I didn't think we could go under attack. Okay, so far no one's injured. That's a good sign. Riston is gonna fight these guys off. Immortal is here with an axe. Not really a fighter. Let's pull Immortal out of there. Okay, Nahil, you're not really a fighter either. Boomhouse, not. Okay, let's get the knights. Where's all the rest of the knights? Draft them all. Bring them over here, or wherever they can fight. I need them to intercept. Xanth, you need to intercept that guy over there. I don't know where they're all going. We need emergency mode. Where are they all coming from? Let's have you run in here. I have to basically figure out where everyone is and identify where we can fight. The problem is all of our gunners are not anywhere nearby, and so I need to figure out where they're gonna be. Wi-Fi was not gonna fight. Umi does have a weapon, so we'll pull Umi over here real quick. These two don't have weapons, so anyone who doesn't have a weapon has to hide essentially. Otherwise we'll do what we can. Space Case is a gunner, but not really much of a fighter. Airman Joker is a gun, so that's good. So maybe we can at least delay them. Okay, Steve is trying to lock them down. Hayashi, you do have a shotgun. Let's pull you around here. Alana's... Oh, that's a lot coming in that corridor. Sonia's got a gun. Xanth is coming around the backside. Okay, so unfortunately Steve went down. Hayashi's trying to hold them off as much as possible. Not gonna work too well. Xanth is moving up quickly. Let's see what's going on down here. They're trying to chase down Riston. Riston's gonna fight them off. Marston's gonna fight them off as well. The knights are doing what they can. Ranu is gonna probably pivot. Oh, I never gave Ranu buckshot. That's really awkward. Okay, you run. You go over here. Drunken Wafer, you pivot around this corridor. They kind of just went into the bathroom, which is fine because not much in the bathroom. Hayashi went down. Alana's trying to escape. Okay, have these two pivot around here. Kahila beat that one to death. You beat that one to death there. Xanth is lopping heads off. Great. Okay. You should be fine. These two are still holding the line. Okay, these three are just trying to fight them off. That's fine. As long as Alana survives, we should be okay here. Ray does not know how to fight. Wait, hold on. Ray should be able to stun. No. Okay, Alana is getting injured now. She now has bruises. Okay, quickly knock this guy out here. It's okay. Okay, then let's see. Steve's gonna be fine. Okay, these two are gonna be fine. Rescue and you rescue. Okay, Xanth is doing a pretty good job of just ripping and tearing. That's good. Let's have you on draft. And then Kahila's in a 1v1 over here. Okay, so my gamer solution is I'm gonna have... Oh, okay, just you know, have these two search and destroy. Search and destroy melee. I don't want them to use their range weapons. I have to fight through this first. Oh, no. Okay. They almost... no, I don't want them to use their... No, don't use the explosion. You can melee fight, but I don't want them to blast them to death. There we go, it's fine. Okay, so then... Oh, we don't have a prison. We have a prison now. I'm gonna put a prison right here. This room's gonna be the prison, because I needed one anyways. Furniture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there we go. It's not ideal, but it'll be fine. Prison. Okay. Basically, whoever is willing to be captured, we'll capture. If they're not willing to get captured, then they die. Let's see. Do you have anything of note? Ooh, not really. I guess we just execute you. This has happened multiple times. I'm kind of surprised that every time I go disappear to use the restroom, it's just like, death is around the corner. Okay, so far so good. Even the escort lifter is joining in the fight. Can we stop trying to use that? Let's just hit this. Okay. You capture. Okay, you beat this up. Okay, you go get tended to. No unreserved bed. In safe temperature. Oh, because it's cold. Interesting. Hello, Garm. Good evening. Okay, that's a problem. I do need to fix that up. Okay, because this is not actually a warm room. You know why? Because I think they broke one of the doors. That's the problem. Okay. Okay, so what I need to do is I need Hawksby to quickly rebuild this wall. I need a builder to quickly rebuild that wall. I don't care which builder it is, I just need a builder. Why can't I rebuild this wall? That needs to be rebuilt like now. There we go. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised how every time I go use the restroom something bad happens, and so I'm like, alright, let's try not to let anything bad happen. We will capture them, because these guys aren't really... You know, as long as they're willing to maybe convert, I'm willing to capture them. If they're unwaveringly loyal, they will die and perish, because they are no longer worthy of peace or love, and so they will die. Well, hopefully that doesn't happen again while I go use the restroom. I think everyone's gonna be fine. I don't think anyone's really dead or dying. So let's quickly fix that up. Okay, you're fine, you're fine, you're fine. We can undraft everyone and get out of emergency mode. Okay. We should probably get these weapons out of here. Let's take their hardtack, their medicine. In fact, we should demean them and strip them of all their gear and clothes because they no longer are worthy of such things. Okay, we'll convert and then recruit. Let's see. You convert, then recruit. Convert, then recruit. Okay, perfect. So that'll be fine. And obviously we'll tend to their injuries eventually. I don't know why these people are leaving freely when they shouldn't be. So you need to quickly haul this over there, because otherwise the prisoners are going to start escaping because the door's open. Oh my goodness, there's so many prisoners we have to handle. Your car. Oh yeah, no, you got kind of bopped. Yeah, no, you got kind of bopped over the head a couple times, but it's because you don't have any armor, and that's kind of the problem. Okay, so that's fine. You finish this guy off. Finish this one off. And then... where is my melee fighters? I need them to keep recapturing. Put this one back in. Put this one back in. There we go. They should hopefully stay in there now, and they're not going to leave. Okay. Have you been alerted alive? Unfortunately, oh shoot. Are you in the queue? I don't even know who's in the queue. You're not in the queue, no. But it's okay, Garm. There's only like 1 or 2 more sessions for this run, and then we'll move on to a different run. So if you want to wait until the next run, that's also an option. We'll probably do 1 more week for this colony, and then I think we can say that we've accomplished everything that I'm in the mood to do. We're just trying to survive the long night and trying to not die. Thankfully, we're doing a pretty good job of that. Hio, can you just kill this one? The opposer's reserved the execution. Where's the opposer? Oh, this one's going to be captured too. All right, sure. We actually have a lot of captured individuals here, which is great. Look at all of them. We could strip them of their clothes, which maybe will be nice, and they can keep their clothes on for now. Maybe I'm not that cruel of a commander. If they try to escape, let them know that there is very little chance that they'll properly escape. There we go. Drink my water. What have you been doing, Garm? Hopefully you've been having a good evening too, and you're not super stressed or sick or dying again. It seems like everyone's getting sick. I mentioned this the other day, but I was having a lot of headaches recently, and I was trying to figure out like what is causing all of these ridiculous headaches to keep happening. And I've come to the conclusion that the reason why I was having so many headaches is because I apparently was not consuming enough carbohydrates, which is really weird to think about. But I mentioned it on Discord, and I was like, I should probably eat more carbs. That's probably what's gonna fix my headache problem, and it's totally not an excuse for anything else. I don't even know what to do with all this salt. We have so much salt I have to somehow haul around. I do need to eat more. I did actually eat some rice earlier. I've been like craving sugar recently a lot, and I'm trying to not eat that much sugar. But unfortunately, it's just kind of a thing. You know what? I'm just gonna dump this. I think I can just dump the salt in one of these. Dump it in here. Probably is fine. Salt goes in here. Now we can finally move a lot of these out of here so that this area will look a little neater. And hopefully the hauler bot will move those things over. Okay. I'm glad we were able to survive this ridiculous night fight. Eat more rice, but yeah. Honestly, I'd kill for more noodles. I would love to just eat like a beautiful bowl of like instant pancit or something like that. It's not healthy. Like a mee goreng type thing. But hey, sometimes you just need it. Ah, a group are visiting. They have somehow navigated the eternal darkness and are here to say hello. You know, I might actually get rid of this pulse drill because it doesn't really do anything for us anymore. I think it might be worth just uninstalling it. No, just uninstall this. We actually have enough resources from the other one. I do enjoy mee goreng quite a bit. I don't eat it very often because it's... I'm not gonna say it's expensive, but it's obviously not exactly healthy to eat. When I was in college, I used to eat a lot of instant noodles because they were delicious. But now I try not to eat as many because it's not healthy, and I try to eat a lot better for myself because if I don't, Ray's gonna kill me, and I don't want Ray to kill me. Oh god, I just also remembered I gotta start making new badges. I keep forgetting to make new sub badges. I know one of my friends who hasn't streamed in forever, she only has like a single sub badge, and then she just never ever got bothered making a new one. Oh, I did want to show this one cool game, by the way, before I forget. I mentioned this earlier about infrastructure games, but there was one that caught my eye that I really want to stream when it comes out. If I can find a video on it. I just randomly showed up on my YouTube feed the other day. It's called Highways & Co. Here, look at this thing. Yeah. It's basically like, what if someone made a game and they just took out the city builder part of City Skylines and just left the road builder aspect? And I was like, this is a game that is weirdly aimed at a very specific audience, and that audience is me. Like, the whole goal is you have a limited budget and you have a specific set of traffic conditions you need to succeed and meet, like cars coming in from certain directions, and you have to maintain the correct amount of flow. And I'm like, this is amazing. Like, this is actually a game that I would absolutely play. It looks so much fun. So I don't know, I saw this on my feed. I already wishlisted this thing, so we'll have to see how it's going to turn out. But when this comes out, oh yeah, this is gonna be streamed. I just wanted to share that because I thought it was such a cool concept. I used to play, there's another one of those that's coming out by Hooded Horse that I'm actually looking forward to called Junctions, but this one's obviously top down, so it's a little more accessible. Maybe we can try out all these weird, wacky road systems like the Michigan left, which is a thing that I keep getting confused every time I go to Michigan. I'm not even joking. Every time I go to Michigan and then I have to like do some turns to like go hit a gas station or something like that, I'm like, you have to do a Michigan left here, and I'm like, okay, but which lane do I actually need to be on the left, because it's a two-turn left, it's a two-lane left turn, U-turn, and I'm like, oh god, this is kind of annoying to figure out. It's not that hard, but if it's your first time ever going through it, you'll understand the pain. It's not that confusing, but when your Michigan turn is like 2 lanes and you're turning onto like what's a 4-lane road, and you're trying to figure out like, okay, which lanes lets me go to the exit or to the next right, that's why you have to figure out like, okay, how do I get there? Have I seen Hearth and Hamlet? I think I've seen it. I've not played it. Let me see. Is this the Pixel one? Yeah, hold on, let me check my email. I swear I saw some company like emailing me about this. Hold on. It actually does sound familiar. Hearth and Hamlet. Yeah. Yeah, I was getting emails for this like a while ago. Wait, hold on. Let me try something. Let me check something real quick. Yeah, so I remember they did reach out to me to play a demo of some kind, but I kind of didn't do it. The thing with it's an incremental game, which is kind of up my alley when it comes to playing on the side. It is not the type of game that I would ever stream. I like playing incremental games. I do not like streaming incremental games, because I think incremental games are probably one of the more boring things you could try to watch, which I'm not trying to be mean, but I really think it's not something that people are terribly enthused about watching long form content about. It's an incremental game. It's just you watch number go up, right? And yeah, you do build and you expand and all that. It's still technically a 4x game, but with those types of things, it's maybe not the type of thing that would be very streamable. There's a couple games of that I do play on the side on my personal time, but it's just not something I think would be very fun to stream or fun to watch stream, and it's kind of how it is, you know. Everyone's got different tastes. Also, why is my TPS 20? What happened? Whoa, why is the game so slow? Okay, what is happening? Oh no. Oh no, is this the end of the run? Because we're stuck at 20 TPS? Let's reload it. Maybe reloading this is fine. God, we're not even dealing with 10,000 rats this time. Let's reload and see if that fixes any of our problems. Maybe it does. Come on, okay. Nope, we're still at 12. Okay, so something is going on here. What if we kill these guys? What if we, you know, hold on. What if we're nice and we just let them go? What if we just let them all go? We're not cruel. I'm willing to let them go. Just yeah, maybe if we release all of them, that's like one less thing we have to worry about. Oh god, it's like so laggy. What happened to the game? What happened? Oh wait, hold on, I have this thing. We can see what's probably causing it. All right, game component ticks. Let's see, what are the slowest ticks happening? It's the plant. It's okay. It's the game trying to plant crops. I think it's the game trying to grow crops right now. I think it's the problem. Oops. Still kind of freaking out, which is a little unfortunate. God, it was fine like up to a minute ago, and then now it's suddenly cratering into oblivion, which is the real tragedy. Let's see if we can figure out what the heck is happening. Job drivers. It's the Ratkin Trench Raider. Wait. Ooh, it's one of these goobers. Hold on. Hold on. Is Van still a prisoner? I have an idea. I think we have to, I think we just have to execute them all. I think it's not worth trying to rescue. I think one of these prisoners is causing problems. I'm just gonna kill them all. One of them has broken the temporal space anomaly, and we must now figure out which one it is, and we have to kill them all. Is Riston a warden? Now you are, so now you can commit executions. All right, let's just execute them one at a time. They'll be killed in their sleep. Come on, maybe this will fix it. I'm hoping just killing them will fix it. There's still one more. Maybe it's this last one. The one named Coffee Bean. Perhaps this is the one that's causing the issue. Think priority. Oh god, I don't even know what's happening here. Alright, I'm so sorry, Coffee Bean, but I think your time in this realm is over. Okay. That did not fix my TP. What is happening to my TPS? I really want to know what happened. Yeah, something's breaking reality, and we're running into that same issue again that we run into in all long-running colonies, where the games just start breaking in half. 18 TPS is basically unplayable for all intents and purposes, which is why I am very, very concerned. Let's see here. If only I was capable of making stable mod lists. Unfortunately, I am not. I think it's them trying to plant crops that's causing everything to break in half. I don't know what it is, but this this number keeps going up. It's pawn job tracker. Okay. What does this mean? Oh, that's fine. We already know that stuff. Yeah, something about the something about trying to sow crops, I think, is causing issues. What if I just delete the sowing fields? I don't want to get rid of the sowing fields, though. Wait. I thought I heard the sound of something like being so... Oh, let's get rid of this. Oh my god, I found it. It was this stupid... It was this one. It was the stupid hayfield at the top end of the map that was like right over here. I don't know why they kept trying to plant it. I guess I had it set on instead of smart. And that was causing the issue. They kept trying to plant crops, and I think the crops just immediately started dying because it's negative 18 degrees centigrade. And so it just kind of got stuck in a loop. That's what was causing the issue. Okay. Now we're back. Now we're at 158. We're actually faster than we were before. That entire crop field, for some reason, was a disaster and just kept breaking the game in half. What the heck? Now the game runs even faster. Like, way faster. Oh my goodness. It wasn't... Okay, so... It wasn't even... I don't even think it was a mod list. I think it was just, like, a bad, tile. I don't know, let's grab more stuff. Let's grab... I don't even know what tech I want at this point. Waste pack atomizer, so we can get rid of waste packs, I guess. And hyperweave. And animal stations. Never got main battle dragoons, because we never got the tech print for it, unfortunately. Alright, let's see. What else do we have here? Do we have enough, armor? Okay. Oh, we did make all the bastion helmet. Okay. I do kind of wish not everyone would pick these up. Like, my pawn does not need a bastion helmet. This bastion helmet should go to Zeoposer. Sun is not qualified to be a knight. Drop that. This one will go to... Hela can't wear it. We'll give it to Marksman. The heel is not a knight. You have not been granted the rank of knight. And this will go to Umi. And then we'll have 5 knights. They're all kind of the same color, unfortunately, because I don't have any dyes for them, but they are at least all functional. In fact, we can gather them together. Here, right here in this center section. 5 rats and their human that they are guarding the lives of rat men and rat women and rat children. Actually looks kind of sick. Look at this. It's beautiful. We have such a variety of weapons. We've got... Okay, as soon as this person leaves. Look at it. We've got flail and shield. We've got... What is this thing called? Gun lances. We've got swords. We got a mace. We've got another gun lance, and then we got an actual spear. We have a lot of variety, and I think it's kind of beautiful to look at. Now, the only thing that they need is I need shield belts, so I need to figure out how to make shield belts. We could do the eccentric ones, which are probably better. Where's your gear at? I don't think you're kitted out like this. You look like a World War One, you know, over the trenches soldier. You got a nice combat suit, you got a helmet, you got grenades, you got guns and armor, an auto rifle, you buckshot. I did not. I should probably fix that. Thank you. We're gonna fix you real quick. So you should start re-equipping that and you should be fine. I wish I could figure out which one of these goobers can actually shoot a gun, but surprisingly, very few of these people can actually shoot guns, which is becoming a problem. And also, for some reason, people have... We have sniper rifles, that's fine. The problem is a lot of our people who can shoot guns are not really people I want shooting guns. This is also kind of a cursed look, but that's fine. Like, this is one of those rare runs where Ray actually can't fight, which is also kind of funny. Oh, he's already a knight. Unholy's too young, although Unholy could be. That's already a knight. The Opposer is also a knight, and then Ziryu's probably just a gunner. Yeah, we have everyone who can have a weapon has a weapon, and there's not really much I can do to improve our weapon capabilities at this current time. A little tragic, but it's fine. All right, what are we researching? Can we not do the wastepack atomizer? You need a nanostructuring chip, which is something we don't have. Okay, do hyperweave and animal stations. I guess we need to call in the next threat once daylight has arrived. What do you mean a rat has self-tamed? I can't even I don't even want to leave the comfort of our base to go hunt down animals, which is kind of the other problem too. Thankfully, we are ripping through all of our food. We have a lot of steaks and simple meals to eat, but it's gonna get a little dicey. We may need to order more of them to be cooked. In fact, I'm gonna do exactly that. We're gonna copy the steak recipe, shove it in here. That way we can always have steaks being made. Yeah, but yeah, overall, I think this colony is kind of reaching its end state. It's a stable colony that doesn't really have many issues. There is very little things to worry about. Everything is generally stable. There's more than enough bedrooms for everyone in the colony at this point, so adding more is just kind of unnecessary. We could... I don't really know what else you could do here other than fight off the mechanoid steps one at a time. But the main issue now is that we're gated by plasteel, which means we're gated by poop, which means we're gated by... Well, we're gated by fuel, which means we're gated by poop because we turn a lot of our extras into fuel. Kind of difficult to do that, especially when the pawns don't want to give anything. I don't even know what's in here. What is this supposed to store? Wood? I guess if we chop down more trees, this could be doable. But even still, there's not many trees. I will drink, don't worry. I got water. No, yeah, we're actually surprisingly out of oil, and I'm not running Rimmerfeller. I like Rimmerfeller, but the problem with Rimmerfeller is that it takes ages to get your stupid drill functioning, and that's the thing that drives me nuts. It's insane. It takes forever. So we'll have to see. I just have to figure out what I'm going to stream for. Does anyone have any recommendations for what we should play tomorrow? Or should we just do more Zomboid? Or should we do something else? Something different? Something I ideally have installed, which is not War Thunder. Oh my god, I could play Darkest Dungeon 1 again. I apparently have not played Darkest Dungeon 1 in 6 months. And I know they just released new DLC that has the new content, the backported content into Darkest Dungeon 1, which is kind of interesting. A lot of dot shenanigans is gonna be fun because then you can have poison, blight, and fire, and bleed, blight, and burn. The 3 Bs. Maybe they'll add another one in the future. I don't know. It's kind of weird to see Darkest Dungeon 1 getting way more support because I guess Darkest Dungeon 2 just could not get popular enough, which is a bit of a shame. Let's see. Anywhere else I can add light here? I could add more floodlights, but I think I'm okay not. Actually, this area should have had a floodlight. This would have made a lot of sense to put a floodlight near the training section. Let's just throw this in here. Honestly, this event with the darkness anomaly probably would be a very crazy thing to experience. A perpetual night that just slowly drives your entire colony insane one day at a time. Justified execution. Oh, we're still sad about executing prisoners. What a shame. Who cares? Those prisoners didn't deserve to live. They were causing problems for us. Oh, it's cold apparently. Oh, that's a problem. These rooms, I forgot to put in heaters. These rooms are not nearly functional. So we gotta put a stack here, then we gotta put the AC unit next to it. I forgot to build the rest of this out. AC, 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 AC. And then run in the wardrobes. These robots are surprisingly handy. They're actually like really good at just doing their job, and they don't actually cause problems. Okay, so we'll run a hidden AC pipe. Just like this. And then we'll run a hidden heating pipe made out of steel, because now I can afford to just burn through copious amounts of steel without a care in the world. Okay. Let's get rid of this prison room. Let's get rid of this. Let's move this hardtack around. And then I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this room. I'm thinking we could probably turn one of them into a bedroom or into a bathroom. And then I need to figure out what the rest I'm going to do with it. We don't need a rec room because we already have a rec room up there, so that's fine. Just got to figure out what's next. All right, Rano, congratulations. You now actually have multiple rounds, so now we can actually load you up with the correct bullet, so you're not wasting EMP rounds all the time. Congratulations. You can now bully this shooting target. Apparently you're missing. Is it actually improving your shooting skill? I hope it does. Here's how you Rimworld. You download 400 mods, spend half of your playtime on debugging them and cutting fat mods until your mod is 300, your TPS 200 out of 900 for max settings, roasting yourself. Oh no, don't worry. That's kind of how I do things too. Well, maybe I don't go to 400, but this mod list is 186, and we're capping out at around, I think, 140, 150 TPS right now. Because, well, to be fair, we are running a colony of 25 individuals, so it is getting a little busy in the colony, as you can tell. But that's kind of to be expected as we add more and more things and expand ever so slightly. All right, this entire section here probably needs to get demolished. I don't need this anymore. Let's deconstruct this section here. There we go. Don't need that. Okay, Marksman created a legendary wooden wardrobe. Don't care. Okay, so the rats, these guys are done. Exonia is there. That's fine. Okay. Whatever you're doing, Ape Escape, welcome to our little rat-themed colony. We're just trying to survive the long night. God, I really should play Frostpunk again. I actually had to uninstall Frostpunk the other day because I started running out of space, which is a little bit of a shame. I've been meaning to install more hard drives, but with the cost of PC parts nowadays, it's getting a little ridiculous. I saw that even SD cards are getting ridiculously priced. I bought a bunch of SD cards like in 2024. I think they were like $35 to $40 a pop, and now those same exact ones are running like, I want to say 60 to 70, maybe even $80 for a 256 gigabyte memory card, and it's just insane. Because I was gonna buy more of them for my camera, but if they're gonna cost that much, is it really worth it? I don't know, because yeah, these prices are just getting insane. Well, apparently they were 128 gigabyte memory cards, and when I bought them, wait, no, that's a different one. God, yeah, these memory cards are just crazy priced, I'm telling you. Things are just it's just getting out of hand is all I'm gonna say. I saw today that I think it said 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM is now $400, which means that if I were to upgrade my PC, which I have been considering for some time, essentially upgrading the CPU, motherboard, RAM, it would run me, I would say, it would run me nearly, I think, it would run me nearly $1,500 in today's economy, because the prices of these things are just absolutely bananas, and it's just a little depressing to think about. So I don't know. It's just insane. I hope that one day PC part prices can go back to normal, but at the rate we're looking at it, maybe not, just because it's just gotten so out of hand. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But I think for the time being, I just legitimately can't I can't do any upgrades, and I have to just keep running. I think I'm in the same boat as a lot of other people, where you just have to pray to every power above that your PC can last you the next like 4 or 5 years, or you salvage parts from someplace that maybe you shouldn't be salvaging from, depending on how you interpret it. Oh, it sucks. Everything about this sucks now. Oh well. What in the world happened? Ah, yes, our heel root crop that was outside got blighted. That's fine. No one really cares. So yeah, my dream of having a 9. What was that cool AMD CPU? I normally would do Intel, but Intel hasn't made anything I liked recently. I think it's like the AMD 950X3D is the one I was like wanting, but then I'm like, you know what? I don't think I really need it anymore with these current prices that are getting a little out of hand. So, bit of a shame, but what are you gonna do? I don't control the prices, and we all just have to. We all get to suck it up together. I don't know. At the very least, oh gosh, actually, you know what else? I'm suddenly thinking about. Does anyone pay attention to like GTA anything, and how that game is costing like $1 billion to manufacture or to produce? Did you see like apparently like the game is being leaked hard by some random dude called CyberLeak, and they are apparently weaponizing, like apparently Rockstar's weaponizing every legal avenue they can to try to get their hands on the identity of this individual, to the point where they are subpoenaing I don't know how to say it. They're demanding Discord hand over information about like 200,000 users so they can try to identify who CyberLeak is. And I'm like, that seems like a gross invasion of privacy that a game company should not be allowed to have. Neanderthals are approaching in the darkness. That is not good. Is it from 2023? Oh, I thought it was a more recent build for 2025. Okay, I don't know. Oh, they're attacking immediately. Oh shoot, we're under attack. Oh, get the knights out here. I think we have to split the knights into 2 categories. Hopefully the guns can hold them back long enough, but it's gonna be a little tough. The guns are active, right? Yes. Yes, I'm gonna make sure the guns are active. I have to shoot whatever they can get their hands on, but they are approaching quickly. Turrets doing what they can. They're Neanderthals, what can they do? Alright, so we're gonna split into 2 groups. Half the knights I want heading towards this side, and the other half of the knights, once they arrive, will approach the other side over here. And then whoever's got guns just have to use their guns. Move over here. We gotta move quickly. Gotta move quickly. Okay. Oh, I thought it was a current build, because everything I was reading made it sound like it's the most recent build of the game, which is I was a little confused, but yeah, that makes a little more sense. Okay. Have all this go over here. This one over here. Hello, Bald Koala. How are you? How's your Forza adventures going? I have not touched Forza in a hot minute, honestly, because I'm just gonna be driving in Japan myself. Haha. Oh shoot. Are they blasting the walls? I cannot tell. Oh, I think we. Oh, I see what's happening. I think we used our. I think I see what happened. Put you down here. Okay, this side's given up. That's fine. Just gun them down like the animals they are. And over here, the melee fighters are holding the line best they can. They'll pull Umi up. Umi does have armor, right? Yes. Okay, good. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. They are using grenades to like blast through. Oh, they're trying to blow up the wall turret. Okay, turret's dead. Tragic. Yeah, those grenades are actually a problem. Oh god. Have you beat this up real quick. You also partake in the beating up, and then all these guys over here. Okay, not too bad. We have a couple injuries, mostly the walls being destroyed, but beyond that, no one's super dead. All right. Let's undraft and tend to our wounds. While the super deadly autocannon turret just does this thing. Guy kind of sucks as a person, though. Use the stuff killing gives farm pity points that he didn't have people buy his meme coin that he... Oh! Yeah, I saw that he's like trying to promote his like meme coin. I saw that part too. It is crazy, though, that... Like, I think it's kind of weird because the guy is trying to portray himself like a modern day Robin Hood by going like, because you refuse to make physical games, I'm going to leak your game and all that stuff. And if you arrest me, I have a dead man switch to release the game fully that I have, but also buy my meme coin. And it's just like, okay, getting a lot of mixed signals here. Are you a good guy? Are you a bad guy? Are you a Robin Hood-esque character? Or are you just trying to, what's it called? You know what I mean? It's a little nuts. Oh, is that actually fake? I don't know. I'm just regurgitating what I saw. Like, as far as I can tell, like, there is probably a dead man switch, but maybe there's not. I forgot there's a second brand of salt here. Garden salt. We gotta get that out there. Oh, okay. Got it. Interesting. Interesting. Well, we'll have to see how this all pans out. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I like playing Grand Theft Auto. I'm not willing to spend $90 on Grand Theft Auto. I will gladly wait until there's a cracked version, or I will wait like a couple, you know, years until it goes on sale. I'm not in any rush. I didn't buy GTA 5 until it was like $30. Yeah, it is interesting news. Like, for me, it's very interesting to see like how far is Rockstar willing to go to figure out who the leaker is, and whether or not companies like Discord are going to acquiesce to the demands of a corporation like Rockstar and try to provide like information about their users to try to hunt down who this mysterious leaker is, which I think they should not be allowed to do. I feel like Rockstar should not have the capability to just demand all this information from them, but yeah. As a crypto company might have his ID. Well, maybe his hubris will get them. Maybe his hubris will get him. That's ultimately what it sounds like might be happening. Something's flying too close to the sun, demanding too much out of the company, and now the company is like, well, we got something stronger than that. We got lawyers, and they're probably going to send an army of lawyers. Okay, what else do we want to add? We could upgrade everyone with... Oh, God, we could make... Oh, I remember what I wanted to make. I wanted to make a shield barrier. I think I wanted to put a shield system here. Oh, we don't have the parts for this. A wide area shield generator requires parts that we don't have. Primarily, this needs high energy shield cores, which I don't think we can manufacture, and we have to find them some other way. High energy. Or I think we... Oh, you know what I need to do? Hold on, I know what I forgot. I need to put the nanofab and the other thing. Put a nanofabricator here and put a nano assembler here. Oh yeah, no, he's absolutely gonna get ninja'd. He's absolutely gonna go to jail forever, because it's like some ridiculous amount of corporate espionage. What if this is all actually a fake story by Rockstar to generate more hype around the game? I could also see that being the case. Like, it's all fake. Nothing's real. Let's see, need artificial, which we don't have access to. I'll have to research that. Let's get advanced launchers, animal stations. Let's grab wetware hypothesis, which I kept putting off for far too long. Yeah, what if it's all actually just fake by Rockstar, and it's just all there to just generate hype? It's like, oh, meme coin shenanigans problems. I mean, that's also a fair point. Yeah, it could be disproven just by the meme coin stuff. German Joker's fine, right? Yeah, he's well equipped. That would be highly illegal. Yeah, but at the same time, it's game companies. They'll be like, oh my gosh, someone out there is gonna be like, oh my gosh, what a genius move by Rockstar to build hype for their game by doing this wacky thing. Oh, I can see that actually being the case. Oh, I need to stretch. I'm also getting like tired already. Oh my god, I don't know why I've been getting tired recently. I've been going to sleep early and waking up early, and it's so strange. I don't like it. You'd be surprised what some companies can do if their marketing department plans it out well in advance. Like with a good marketing department, you can pull off a lot of crazy stuff, and I think that's probably what's happening. Why is my game black? Oh, there it is. It's the Ankh debuff. I think it's more just like I'm sleeping better, right? I think I'm sleeping better because Ray keeps demanding of it, but that's probably what's happening. Oh my goodness, the disease. Who's got malaria? Oh my goodness, that's a lot of people with malaria. All right, let's get them tended to. Okay. Why don't you get into bed? Alana's got malaria too. Gotta start tending to everyone. Maybe yourself. Maybe you should tend to yourself. Good. Perfect. Let's make sure everyone doesn't die of the funny mosquito disease. Okay. Thankfully, we have... This is probably a good opportunity for our wannabe doctors to get better at being doctors. It might not be. That's also true, too. So I might have to try to sleep at a more reasonable hour tonight. We'll see how well that goes, because knowing me, it'll probably be very difficult considering I tend to do a lot of other things before I go to bed. So... But don't worry. I'll be energized for tomorrow. I still have no idea what I'm doing tomorrow. We'll figure it out. I have been considering playing some Total War again recently, but I'm not sure if people want to see Total War. Or even, like... I'm trying to think. I don't know. We'll see. I will say, speaking of server stuff, remember that one game I sometimes play on occasion, that one tycoon game, Software Inc.? So, they actually did put out an update very recently where the focus was on data centers, where you can now build your own server racks, sell server racks, or use the server racks as part of to host your own software and build your own data center. And I'm like, this game keeps going in directions that I don't think anyone ever expected, but the fact that you can build your own data center in the latest update is so funny to me. And I kind of want to give it a shot again. It's like, okay, but now we're just going to build a data center. I think we were trying to build a game company, but now it's like, data center. More interesting. We'll see if that's something that I'm going to do. I'm not sure if people really want to see Software Inc. anymore, but I had fun playing it. It's one of those things that we pull out like once in a blue moon when I'm feeling the vibe. We are out of plasteel again. I literally cannot generate enough poop for this, which is the crazy part. All of our fecal sludge is over here. Maybe we stop making fertilizer once this last batch is done. There we go. Don't worry, Xanth. You also got the... Oh, wait, that's the opposer. Xanth, you did not get malaria. Congratulations. You somehow survived. Your arm is still kind of pain. I'm trying to think if we fix your arm. I don't think so, but based on what I'm reading is you could be DDoSed and other stuff could have you could be attacked in other ways, which is kind of interesting in its own way. Oh, we're getting all right, there's our quarterly contribution of meat. We now have 7,000 units of meat that I now have to process and like rip through, which I don't know how we're gonna rip through that much meat. We also have a lot of blue fur that I don't know what I'm gonna do with. Normally we'd make like jackets and stuff out of it, but I don't think that's really necessary at this point in time. But yeah, it really depends what games are, or sorry, what am I talking about? Yeah, it really depends. Like, I think there'll be I think it's one of those systems that people will add onto with mods, but right now all that can happen is like you can get DDoSed, which is obviously a bad thing. But I'm sure you can probably do more silly things with the game. Maybe I play some tonight, actually, and just see what you can do. I think one of the things I've always had issues with in the game was building a really nice office building. But if I can just go download office plans and just kind of put them down and use those instead, that's probably a lot easier for me as a starting player. There's a lot of interesting mods to make the game seem a lot more modernized. I think there's one that basically straight up added Like, oh, here's new software types. You can build web browsers or database software or crypto platforms or AI platforms or LLMs and things like that. I'm like, oh lord, that's a lot of crazy stuff. But I have to always double check to make sure that the mod is. But then I look at it, it's like, the mod was made with Claude, and I'm like, well, a game for software, a mod for a game about software, making a mod about AI, using AI as a tool to make it. It's like, all right, let's calm down here. Let's chill. So, let's see. Again, there's just need to find something that I want to play. Or I'll probably put it to a poll. Also, before I forget, it is Ray's birthday this week, so I'll ping everyone on that day so that you're all required to say happy birthday to Ray. Because, unfortunately, I'm not in Canada this weekend because I'm a little cash strapped right now because of a lot of expenditures that I've had. So the best I can do is I was there a few weeks ago and I gave Ray a gift, and I'll have to see Ray maybe in September. I think it's the first time I'm not there for her birthday weekend, but it's just the unfortunate reality of how things currently are. So we'll see. Also, what is this hypothermic? There's a vulture here that's freezing to death. Why is there a vulture named Crumpet here? I guess we should rescue. I don't know what coriander. There's a rat here. I wish our pawns weren't going out into the dark void because I cannot see anything out there and I don't like it when they're just going out into the void. It's very ominous. There's actually a lot of dark spots in this colony as well that I didn't think about. Also, all the floodlights should be white. Every single floodlight should be like harsh white. What if I add, let's see. This area could probably use a light, but it's maybe not necessary. Probably put one there for now. And then this one definitely needs this kind of a street light over here to kind of at least make this area flush out. Oh, you can't because that's a roof. Wait, what? Oh, I was like, what is this room? Oh, I know what this is. This is the cider manufactory. This is where we make copious amounts of alcohol. I should probably add some lights in there. So, I really can't wait for the sheer amount of like infrastructure games we're getting this year. I am so excited to play Junctions and to play the Highways and Co. and anything else that seems along those lines. I need more train and car games. That's what I need. Because I don't know why, but that is my obsession. What's wrong with me? Oh, let me also stretch real quick. Oh. Okay. Oh, okay, it was an animal pod crash. That's why we rescued the one named Crumpet, who might have survived. We should probably kill these guys. I don't think any of these people had anything of note. These guys were just kind of carrying, like, just beer. Alright, finish this one off. And finish this one off, too. Alright. I have transport. I do have transport. Oh my gosh. I was watching a video earlier today of a guy staying at a hotel that was built inside of a train station in Japan, and I was like, you know what, I would probably stay here because it's such a cool concept. It's so unique. And I'm like, but Ray would not. Ray would hate it. I think when we were looking at hotels in Japan, there's actually one that was actually built underneath one of the major train stations. I think it was like under Suidobashi Station, and I was really considering booking it because it seemed like such a cool thing. It's like, oh, you're underneath the train tracks, right? And obviously there's like a lot of soundproofing, but then I was reading the reviews and half the people were saying like, oh, you can't really hear the train, and the other half were like saying, oh, you can hear the train and it's kind of loud. And I'm like, I wouldn't be bothered, but I think Ray would be bothered. So I'm like, I'm not gonna subject her to this, you know, thing. So I wouldn't do that to her. I will say there's a couple things I want to do one day for train stuff. Like I'd like to take the Amtrak, for example, on like one of those cross-country routes. You know, the Amtrak actually has a lot of really cool cross-country routes that are also kind of like sightseeing tours in a way, and it'd be really cool to try one of those if I ever have an extended amount of, like, you know, time off. Especially from my area, I could basically take it to more or less anywhere where I'm kind of looking to go. But probably try to take it to, like, maybe Seattle on, like, the Empire Builder, or could try to go along the Texas Eagle, perhaps. There's so many different choices, and I think it'd be kind of cool, especially if you'd stay in one of those, like, roomettes or bedroom suites. Those would be so cool. I love, like, I live vicariously through other people going on these things through YouTube videos, because I realistically do not have the time or opportunity to go on these crazy types of, like, infrastructure spanning adventures. So I'm like, all right, maybe one day. But at the very least, like I said, I can live vicariously through other people going through these adventures. One day. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if anyone here has ever gone on any of those, but it'd be really cool. I know there's, like, another one in Japan too that I like to take, the Sunrise and Sunset Izumo. Do not do a full Amtrak. I would not. If I were to do a cross-country Amtrak trip, I would be staying in one of the roomettes or rooms. Like, minimum for me, I would want to be in, like, the tiny roomettes, or you can put me in a proper bedroom. I don't know if anyone knows what I'm talking about, but, like, a lot of these like, Amtrak has a lot of, like, different room categories, and you can kind of be all the way from a bedroom suite with a private bathroom, or you could be all the way in a like, tiny roomette, which is basically like a small, what do you want to call it, like, basically just like a small, like, a door that leads to a bed, which is also kind of nice. I think for me, it's also like one of those things where, you ever watch the original Harry Potter, and the scene when they're on the train, and, like, all those trains had, like, all those carriages had, like, small individual rooms? I love that type of thing so much. Took a West Coast Amtrak. I think I'd be kind of interested. Like, I don't know, maybe for me it's just like I like sightseeing, like, big nature things, but obviously there'd be a lot of time where I'm just kind of be on my phone type of deal. How long is the let's see. Oh, okay, got it. It's like along the California coast type thing. Yeah, I'd take a look at this. Something that I want to do. I mean, like I said, it is something that I want to do one day, but these tickets are also kind of pricey, and you know, not really something that I want to do with the current cost of everything. That makes sense, because then you also need to find your way back. So it's probably one of those things where you know, you take the train to or from, and then you fly the other part of the route instead. And I think that's kind of what you have to do. It sounds silly, but, you know, that's kind of, I think, how you'd have no choice but to do it. $100 24-hour trip. That actually doesn't sound that bad. But, like, the thing is, like, a lot of these private rooms, like, if you ever look at them for, like, any of these things, oh my gosh, they're like $1,000 for, like, a private room. Yeah, you can get the coach ticket for like $100 or even $200, but the private rooms, oh yeah, they pricey, and it's like, oof. And it's also like a 2-day journey as well. Yeah. So I don't know. One day. Actually, I wonder if there's any train games that, like, focus on that type of thing, where you're, like, trying to build out, like, stuff like this. I will say, I mentioned this to Ray the other day, but I think one of my dream, like, train rides that I would love to do, and this is completely unrelated to Rimworld. I'm so sorry if you're here to watch Rimworld. The one train that I really, really want to ride one day is this wonderful thing called the 7 Stars Kyushu. This is a very fancy website, but it is this ridiculous, it is a very expensive, like 3-4 day, I think it's like 4-day train ride around the island of Kyushu. So if you don't know where Kyushu is, let me pull it up real quick again. Kyushu is this island. It's the lowest island in Japan, like this one right there. Right, so that's Kyushu. Okay. Right? Yeah. So this train kind of takes you around parts of Kyushu, but it's a very like specific type of vibe that they have. It's very much trying to bring you back to that era of like peak train travel of like the, I'd say 1800s to 1900s, like early 1900s, I'd say, like the very classic look and classic feel, where even I think you're even expected to kind of dress up for this type of event. And I mean, just look at it. It's very classy and very unique. There's like 7 cars, and a bunch of them have suites. Some of them have, well, they're all suites essentially. Private, like even this tea room, even this like saloon car, lounges, fancy bars, fancy eating. You get to experience like different artisans, and you get to go travel around. It's such a cool concept. It is a sleeping experience. Like you'll sleep like I think 2 nights on the train and 1 night at a ryokan. But if you want these things book like a year in advance. It's crazy. And on top of that, it's like, I'm trying to see if I can find the price, but I remember looking at the price and I was like, I cannot afford this. I think it was almost like $5,000 a person. And I was like, you know what? Maybe one day. Maybe when I'm 40 or 50, assuming the world hasn't blown up by then, I would love to do this. Could I convince Ray to go on me with this? Probably. But yeah, it's very pricey. In fact, I'm pulling up the price list right now because I'm kind of curious. Oh yeah, here you go. Okay, so here's the price list. Okay, so for a 4-day 3-night journey, right, on this route here, starting in where is this, Hakata Station, right? Here's the price for 2 people. Okay, you're looking at, let's say you do the basic suite, so that's $13.50 per guest. So that is 2,700,000 JPY, which at a quick glance I'm gonna guess is about $20,000. So 2.7 million 123 JPY to USD. Google says that's $16,941, and so I'm like, yep, I'm a little too I am not rich enough to do that type of activity. So I think one day. I think we all have things that we can all aspire to, and I think it's good to have like a dream or a goal to just kind of, at least you can keep looking forward to something. I don't think it's good to always just keep wallowing in the misery of the now when you can look forward to the potential of the tomorrow. Yeah, sometimes I rant on about things that are negative in the today, but it's also good to think about the good of the future. So anyways, 7 stars Kyushu, one day. Maybe the solution is to become a travel influencer vlogger and be one of those annoying people that talk like, so I went to get food from this place and it's by far the coolest place I've ever been to. Come with me as I go try out these chicken wings from my local grocery store. God. There's like a very dedicated influencer voice, and I hate it. It grates on me. No, do you know the voice I'm talking about? So I do watch a lot of food videos, right? For like recipes and just like generally reviews of stuff too. And there is a very specific voice that every single one of these food vloggers use, at least the female ones. And it will always go like, come with me as I go try out this brand new spot in New York City, and they make the greatest bao buns that you'll ever try. It's so good that I got 5 of them, and I love the vibes of the place. It's just immaculate, you know, things like that. And it's just like, oh my god, it's like it's like a cloning facility where they all just got installed with the same exact voice box. It drives me nuts. Because you hear it enough times and it just gets ingrained in your memory. And it just drives you crazy. Oh my gosh, it really is insane. Like, and it's not just like food vloggers do, it's like travel vloggers do the same thing, but I think the travel vloggers are at least a little more varied, but the food ones all sound the same. Here's my recipe. Here's my super secret recipe. Oh, and you know what they do too? They do that thing because they'll have long nails where they're holding like a box, right? Of like what they love to do like ASMR sound noises. So they'll hold like a box and they'll like wrap their fingernails on it. So it'll be like try this thing out, like doing this, and then they're like, oh yeah, like you're supposed to like feel good because you're listening to like the look at this box. The packaging was so adorable. I really love the color palette that they chose for this thing, and the inside was just filled with so much goodies. Oh my god, I hate that I'm doing this a little too well. Even Garm's like throwing things at me because I'm doing it too well. It's a curse, I tell you. It's a curse. I should not be able to do this voice. And yet here I am. Look. All I'm saying is, watch enough food things, you get used to it, and then you start being able to copy it. Right? What's the other voice that I sometimes... There's like another one I also hear sometimes too. I can't like remember. I don't know. It's kind of the same way how like a lot of YouTubers have like the same voice. You have thrumbos and you have regular things. The just throw the thrumbos. Aren't they nice? Thrumbos are good. Oh wait, aren't the thrumbos slightly more expensive, or are they not? Oh yeah, thrumbos are like a little more expensive. But yeah, like I said, I think it's also just like a thing where YouTubers and influencers, they want to become like people who want to become YouTubers and influencers copy what other influencers and YouTubers do, and so they ultimately just end up copying even their very cadence and inflection to the point where it sounds like they're all just clones of each other. And that's why all these foodie vloggers sound the same, while a lot of these YouTubers have like the similar cadence. And it's because, well, why just copy whatever already works? And so what already works is what other people do, and so you just copy them instead. I mean, it's not a bad strategy if you don't know what you're doing and you're just looking for something to kind of give you an idea of what to do. But it is, I do think it is very funny when a lot of them just have that same tone, that same inflection. Oh god. Maybe that'll be one of my stream, maybe that'll be a stream thing. One day I'll just be like, today I'm gonna talk this in this very specific way the entire stream and drive you all crazy. This long night's really boring. Like, as much fun as this is just like literally just waiting for things to happen and just praying your entire colony doesn't explode. Nothing super exciting, because you don't want to leave because it's just dark everywhere, so you don't want to go explore. You just want to sit here the whole time, which I guess is fine, but it'd be nice if there was actually things that maybe would make this a little more exciting. Also, we'll have Alana go chat them up real quick. They would like a donation of things. Nope. There's a quest here of an ancient warehouse. Okay, well, we'll worry about that later. I'm more interested in seeing what we got out of wetware hypothesis. Okay, so we can now build a decoy radar which summons the next automatroid to attack us. We can also create a wetware computer, which requires a lot of things that I don't have. We can also just state a bunch of things I don't really care about. Can we get any of these? Hybrid engineering? Nope. Need artificial muscle. What if we do cluster transceiver, TR component, biosynthetic heavy automatroid? Let's do biosynthetic prosthetics. Okay. No, I have not, because if I ever talk in a weird way in front of Ray, she calls me weird and then just bullies me. I wish I was joking, but that's what happens. I get bullied, and so in the interest of not getting bullied, I don't say weird things in front of Ray. You have to know what fights to take. Can we not make artificial muscle? Is this not a thing, or is this a specific production facility? It might be a specific production. It is justified. Like, you're not wrong. Oh, artificial. I need an artificial chamber. Yeah, Ray keeps me in line for the most part, assuming I don't bother her or drive her crazy, which is kind of crazy. Actually, speaking of crazy stuff, I don't know if anyone saw this, but Whiskey's like mascot plushie, the claymore, ended up on an episode of what is it called? Like the gun, that one gun show on YouTube that I sometimes watch. What is that thing called? Yes, EXP, thank you. Yeah, that's the one. The expert reacts to
This is John.
I pull up the YouTube video, but I thought it was really funny because like the first thing that got shown on screen was like, here's the plush. I'm like, what? Why is this here? It's crazy how far that Whiskey has, like, that plush has gone. It is actually honestly like a really good mascot design. I think that's why it's like super popular too. God, I wish I could come up with a good mascot design like that. My mascot designs are all terrible. That's why I don't have a mascot. I'd love to have a mascot one day. Yeah, friend towards friend is such a good line. Yeah, it's a good show. I remember, was it that one that did the, they were talking about, I can't remember, was it that one that they were talking about, what's the dang thing called? Equilibrium? It might have been. I'm a huge sucker for Gunkata, and I think he did an interview, or they were doing like a podcast, and they were talking about Equilibrium, the movie, and I was like, oh my god, an episode that actually, like, I will watch from start to end because I absolutely love Equilibrium. It is probably like one of the cheesiest films I've ever seen, but I love that movie. It's so stupid. I love Gunkata as a concept. It makes no sense, realistically. It was Lucina's favorite movie. Oh, Lucina had good taste. She had great taste. Good. I'm glad a lot of people love Equilibrium because I think people understand that it's such a cheesy nonsense movie, but I think the whole religion, like, there were details in that movie that I didn't realize until I was watching that episode, where like how all the muzzle flashes were in the shape of a cross, and I was like, oh my god. It's like it's so extra. I'm like, oh my god, I really need to like rewatch this movie because of how stupid and over the top it is. Oh, I don't think we've had like a good what's it called? I don't think we've seen like we'll call it I'm blanking out on the word. I don't think we've seen like a Gunkata film in quite some time, so I'm hoping we get maybe more Gunkata films in the future. Righteous Vengeance, Gun Clerics. I know they're clerics, like they're basically D&D clerics that just happen to use guns. In my last Pathfinder campaign, I was legitimately playing a cleric with a gun. I had a minigun as my deity's favorite weapon, and it was a wonderful experience, and it was completely nonsensical. I had a gun of justice, but I could also heal people. Bullets for thee, heals for me, as the saying goes. And it was great. This long night's still ongoing. This long night can go for another 15 days, which is kind of the problem. It's gonna take some time. I'm trying to let this run as fast as possible so we can maybe finish this run by next week. And then we can be free. We can start a new run. We can come up with new adventures. Okay, what can I build here? Oh, I can make the shield core. Wait. Oh my god, wait a second. I forgot the oh wait, I could have made the TFG module the whole time. I forgot this is not that expensive. Once you can make high density hex cells, this thing is actually super cheap. What is that? 2, so you need like 50 plasteel? Oh my god, this is really cheap. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna run out of power. What am I gonna do? I was like, what do you mean I could just make TFG mod? I forgot you could actually make this thing. For some reason, I thought the recipe required a Persona core, but it's like, no, you can dismantle a Persona core for a TFG module. Otherwise, you can just manufacture it. We don't have a Thrumbo, so I can't exactly give one a halo or a MAID frill. So if I wanted to make this, so I just need 2 high density hex cells. And then I can make a TFG module. And then we can finally make fusion power. I will probably... Let's get rid of the apple farm, because all the apple trees died, because I forgot to put a sun thing there, so that's fine. I think... Oh, by the way, look at that. We have 835 ciders, which I will now allow our beautiful pawns to drink. Social drugs, apple cider. One of these will be apple cider. Or not. Okay, so now you're allowed to casually drink apple cider. Okay, fantastic. So now we need to store more liquor and alcohol on one of these shelves. So just put this here, storage, apple cider. Perfect. So now we have lots of that. But anyways, yeah, I do think it is kind of funny that like the muzzle flashes were all T's, and a lot of the guns just straight up didn't make a lot of sense. Like how the guy just had his, you know, magazines coming out of his sleeve. Like, where's that even fitting? Like, where's that entire mechanism? But, you know, who cares? It's all about the rule of cool, and I'm all for it. I have at least one gun kata skeb, and I am very happy about that one. I actually got it printed out on a play mat for me to use when I feel like it. Let's see. Is there anything here I want to grab? This tech is like super interesting to me. I guess we just grab more vehicle tech, even though it's not really necessary at this point. Grab that, grab that, grab that. I guess we'll learn how to make pianos. We'll learn how to make every drug known to man. There we go. Perfect. But yeah. God, I really need to come up with more merch and like other stuff. I think I had like some ideas for merch, but I just never got around to like working on them because I've just been so busy with like so many other things. So I apologize for that. I don't know if anyone ever cares about buying merch, but I would like to at least provide some on offer in case you feel like ordering something. I don't know what people want. Let me know. Do you want acrylics? Do you want stickers? Would you even buy anything? Tell me. Tell me so I can come up with ideas. You don't need to buy anything, but hey, you can rep. Crayons? You want Institute branded crayons? Yeah, stickers. Stickers are fun. I don't know what I would do with the stickers though. I have to figure that out. It'd probably just be like me and then just insert funny phrase or something and then like a funny expression, and then maybe I do want to redo the Institute division badges at some point. I just have not had any time to do anything like that in between like all the other bajillion projects that I'm trying to do but keep putting off for many moons. So that's kind of the problem with that. Okay, what time is it? Let's see. I might actually end a little early. I actually am getting a little tired. Who's alive at this hour? Let's see. Who is alive on twitch.tv? Sure, you can suggest. Otherwise, I think I know who I will raid into. Probably. They just went out? Okay. Okay. Let's see if this person is still active and not ending soon. Let's see. Alright. He seems like he's still active. So I'm gonna make it so that he's not allowed to go to sleep by raiding into him. Alright. Say hi to Suspicious Wizard. He's playing Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries, which I myself have never really played, but hey, if you like that type of thing, then I guess that might be a fun stream for you to go say hello into. Alright, I myself am feeling a little tired, which is why I'm ending a little early today, so I apologize for that, but I would like to go sleepish, kind of soonish. We will finish this run next week. I think that next week this run is more or less completed. We've more or less survived everything that the game's throwing at us, and there's not really a point to continue this run, so we'll end next week. And then we'll carry on with another run in 2 weeks. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. I will probably do some kind of poll to decide. Otherwise, have a good night and rest well, and we'll do Zomboid on Wednesday and something else and we'll do Star Wars on Thursday. I would probably prefer Battletech. I have played Battletech. Okay, good night, goodbye. Thank you for joining. Sorry for ending a little early today, but I would like to get some rest. Yes, goodbye. Oh yeah, the Wiggle one's a lot of fun too. Use the Wiggle one if you can. All right, goodbye.